Alrighty then. We now return to Fresh Meat in Prison Streets. Somebody say something so I can check my audio. Nope. I don't know what it is with you guys, but something changes in the background. Let's try that again.
Hello, hello, hello.
There we go. Yeah, I don't know what it is. That same background setting changed itself. Streamlabs, what are you doing?
It doesn't like us. What can I say?
Yeah, it hasn't happened with any of the other groups, just you guys.
They're just trying to keep you on your toes, Jay.
I can always tell when it's gonna do it. I had like a hunch. That's why I tested this time. I was like, it's gonna do it. It's gonna do it. And then, sure enough, no bar. All right. So, anyway, we are back with Fresh Meat and Prison Streets. Previously on, the party has infiltrated the masquerade ball, 2 as waitstaff, 2 as party guests, and have sort of made their way around the party. The 2 as guests sort of mingling and talking amongst some of the other party guests to try to get a sense of who might be at this party and potentially also why they're at this party. And the 2 as the wait staff were told to sort of talk to some of the guests and see if they had any special requests as to what the wait staff could provide for them. So they've been doing some mingling as well. Particularly in the last episode, the party kind of headed outside to the courtyard and talked with the group out there, as well as some of the people in the lounge. Fox, in disguise as one of the wait staff, met a odd woman outside by herself who offered to pay him if he could give her the names of the other people at the party representing wine barons. And so he agreed to that, and so that was what he was looking into. He briefly discussed it with Proud, who knew potentially who was there representing one of the wine barons, and then Proud opted to have the woman who said she was representing Ariadne Fresco come with him to talk to the woman that Fox had talked to, Shalia, which resulted in a very tense conversation between the two, as they seemed to have some prior history and did not like each other. In the midst of all that, they are planning to sort of fulfill the task that they've been given with this little job of theirs for breaking into the masquerade ball. They need to figure out who at the party is Lady Venetia in disguise, as well as find some sort of any sort of incriminating evidence as to that could lead to her arrest. So they have sort of 2 background goals that they're trying to work at this here event. So, where we return, we are at the dining hall with Proud having just sort of walked in from outside after that tense conversation. Back to this elegant looking dining hall with food on the table. So we can pick right back up, I guess, with Proud as you walk back in from the sort of colder outside air.
All right. Can you please change our view so that it is
correct?
Sorry.
I forgot that I dragged you guys back there to make you look at that too. If I have to look at it, then
look
you guys do too.
Look at what you've done. All right,
there you go.
There you go. Okay. Well, okay. So, by that conversation, Proud's gonna turn back, see the food, and start to see if there's any finger food, since he's gonna assume he can't really use both hands to get some food.
Yeah, there's some food that you could probably eat. There's some shrimp laid out on the plate.
Proud's gonna load a plate of shrimp up and then start eating that, and kind of just wondering himself how was he even doing with that awkward, tense conversation.
All right, Fox, where are you headed?
I would like to go and speak to. I forgot her name. I think it starts with an L.
Yeah.
The
Lucilla.
Thank you. I don't know why I was thinking Lyrithia. She's not a continent or a country. Lucilla. Yeah, I want to speak to her. And I want to know if the guests outside on the west corridor should come in anytime soon, or are they free to do as they wish?
All right. Then you head back through the doors towards the servants' quarters and make your way down the stairs into the kitchen. The kitchen looks a lot less busy now. There's still a couple people hanging around, but it's not as urgently packed with people running about. Seems like most of the food has kind of been finished with its prep, and now it's just kind of being slowly taken out to the dining table to replace stuff that is now empty. Lucilla is still sort of overseeing everything as you walk down the stairs. And she says, yes, can I help you?
Yes, I was wondering if the guests on the west corridor need to come inside, or if they are free to do as they wish during the time.
You mean the west courtyard?
Yes, ma'am.
Who all is out there? Do you know how many there are?
There are 5. There are 5.
I see. Well, for the time being, as long as they're comfortable out there, they can remain there. Though it does tend to cool off at night, so I don't imagine they'll stay out there for long. Far be it from us to tell them where to stand.
As you wish. I will continue taking care of the other guests unless you have something else for me to do.
For the time being, yes. Continue to take care of the guests. We are not quite so busy down here in the kitchens anymore, so you should have a couple other people up there helping you at some point.
As you wish. So I guess I'm going back and helping guests.
Alright. Where did we leave Ender? Are you outside?
I am outside.
That's what I thought. And Perry, what were you up to? Just so I get a sense of where everyone was. Do you remember? Hello? Alright, let's just go to Ender then.
Okay.
Let me get rid of these 3. So the last thing that happened outside was Ender, Proud, and Elizabeth walking off, I believe, right?
Yes.
And you remain
Yes.
behind to stay at this table.
Mhm.
So, after some time, after the two of them leave, I suppose the others continue to talk at the table, telling stories and such with you. And then, after a few moments, Elizabeth You hear the door to the courtyard open again, and Elizabeth walks out. Looking a little bit frustrated, and sits back down at her table and grabs her wine glass and just sort of downs the whole thing.
So you're really enjoying the wine too?
I suppose so. Just not exactly the person that I wanted to talk to at the moment.
Oh, well here, let me go get us some more. And I'll get up from the table and quickly walk inside and just
Right.
look for a wait staff. Preferably Perry or Fox.
All right. Over by the wine kegs in the Great Hall is where Perry is. No, but there's also the bar. If you're looking for a different type of wine.
No, I'm going to go over to Perry, like in the main area. And I'm gonna grab 2 glasses of wine and then whisper to her, "Bring us more in a couple minutes."
What do you mean like a couple of minutes? Like 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 15
Yeah,
minutes?
10-15 minutes. Enough time for us to drink these 2 glasses.
Okay, great. Perry's gonna walk around now.
Okay. And then I'll quickly walk back outside.
All right. While we're in here, Perry, what are you up to after you talk to Ender?
Can I like maybe like look up like this area looks like there's like I can see like an area of the upstairs, right? Because it's like an open concept, kind of like a I don't even know what I'm trying to say, like a foyer.
Yeah, you are in sort of this great hall foyer. It has very tall ceilings. A chandelier hangs from the ceiling above you. And you can see that there's definitely a second floor to this place. As you can kind of see these stairs leading upwards.
So I'm not able to see like you know how like some foyers are like open concept and you can see like kind of like into that hallway. Like would I be able to see like anything of that second floor?
Yeah, on the second floor you can see that there's a hallway leading off this direction. And there's sort of like a balcony kind of where you could stand up here and look down on the Great Hall.
Okay. Well, that ends my turn. Perry is thinking.
All right. Then.
Here you go, Elizabeth. I hand her one of the glasses.
She thanks you with a small smile. And takes a sip from it. There you go.
I'll start drinking mine relatively quickly.
Okay.
Knowing that Perry's bringing me another glass. And I'll just continue conversation out with them.
All right. Elizabeth seems like she's slowed down. She downed the rest of her last glass, but she's just sort of sipping this one normally now. Okay. And a few moments later, after you sort of finish this one, Perry, if you are going to do Ender's plan, or what Ender told you to do.
Yes, I am. Has it been 15 minutes?
Sure. We'll get back to the other people as to what they did during that 15 minutes in just a sec.
Okay, Perry will definitely do the plan.
All right. Then after some time of talking, you hear the doors to the courtyard open again, and turn to see Perry with some wine glasses. Hello?
Okay. When she walks over to me,
Sorry. It's like my thing was glitching. Sorry.
No
I don't
worries.
know.
It's because I have my browser open with Discord, but then the Discord app kicked in and it like booted me out.
All right. Yeah, just let me know if that happens, because then I don't just sit here wondering if you can hear me.
Okay, Perry is walking in, and Perry is slowly walking with these glasses. Hello, madam. In sales, Perry would like to offer you some wine.
Oh, thank you. I'll take the glasses.
Great. Perry will walk away now. Thank you.
Keep them coming.
Okay.
I'm gonna intentionally continue drinking and trying to make myself sick.
Okay.
I don't know how long it'll take.
You've had 3 now?
This is my 4th glass.
It's your 4th? Okay. I wasn't sure how many you had. Make a con save for me.
Okay. $15.
You can sort of feel like a bit of lightheadedness, but you're not feeling like sick yet.
Okay.
Back inside, while Perry and Ender do this. Fox and Proud, what are you up to?
Proud is going to be snacking on his food and trying to overhear any conversation he hears since he hasn't been to this area yet.
All right.
Just keep his ears perked.
The two of them are discussing the decor of the dining hall. Aaron sort of praising everything, and Brucia a little more negative. She sort of nitpicks everything. Fox, what are you up
Proud,
to?
yeah, that knows.
I'm sorry, were you asking me what I was doing?
Yep.
So I'm gonna go up to these two gentlemen. Excuse me, gentlemen. Are you guys? Do you need anything, or is everything to your liking?
The man in the golden mask says, the food is not bad. Not the best that I've had, but not bad. And Ilione says, I am fine for the time being, thank you.
Very well. If you gentlemen have anything, please don't hesitate to ask.
Of course. Fox. Trying to think of what would be best. Make a just perception. That's fine. It doesn't really matter. All right. Never mind.
Fuck! I want to go speak to these two people.
As you sort of approach, the orc kind of looks towards you and gives you a sort of grunt. And as he sort of grunts, you see Olabella turn to look at you as well. And she says, "No, yes, hello, servant. Can I help you with something?"
Actually, I was checking to see if I could help you with anything. Is everything to your liking so far?
Yes, it is rather nice. Don't suppose you have some extra masks lying around? Seems that we've forgotten ours. A little bit embarrassing.
I'm afraid I am not the right person to ask.
Well, I imagined that you wouldn't, but it's always worth asking, you know.
Well, if there's not something else that I could be of better use, I will go on my way. But if you have any questions or requests, feel free to ask.
Yes. How long have you worked for Lady Venetia?
I've been here for a year.
Oh, really?
Yes, ma'am.
I heard that she holds these every year.
She does, in fact. She also likes to parade around as a guest without revealing who she truly is.
Oh, well, that's a little odd, but perhaps you can ask her then if you're working at the manor. Why is it that this was the only year that I got invited? Why haven't I been invited the previous years?
I'm afraid that she has kept her identity from us as well, even the most trusted staff. But perhaps when she reveals her identity,
Come now,
you can ask
you
her
work.
then.
Don't give me excuses. Come, you work here. You surely have some sort of inkling.
She keeps things very tight knit. I do apologize, but
All
even
right.
the head is not.
She gives you sort of a the ever so slightest eye roll, like she doesn't believe you, like you're just sort of placating her. And says, all right, I believe you. You know, I'm from the Lenfraith family. We're one of the richest elven noble families in all of Grand Lorien. You'd think that we would get an invite at least some of the other years, but no, this is the first time. Why is that?
If I was the lady, I'd be able to help.
Well, you said she
Unless
could
I
be
am a
anybody.
man.
Maybe she is you.
That's quite a skill to turn into a man.
Well, I don't know what she's capable of.
Do you think she would go so different as to become a servant and not just enjoy the company of others?
Well, I don't know who you work here.
I am not the guest, and I am not the one participating in the game. I will be on my way. If you have any other requests, please don't hesitate to ask.
All right. Though perhaps I'll try someone else. You haven't been very much help so far. Yeah, we need Luna to voice Gorilla Guy.
Thought he handled that pretty well, actually.
And Perry brings, and there's some more wine.
All right. Yeah, that's sort of going on in the background as we talk with these two.
Great.
Fox, the woman that you walk up to, sort of blonde hair. You can see elven ears poking out from under her hair. She's wearing a mask that doesn't really cover much of her face, just sort of the eyes and nose, but you can see her eyes through. And she says, "Oh, hello."
Hello. Are you enjoying this evening?
Yes, it's been quite pleasant so far. Fox, as Perry walks out to get more wine, you see this woman's eyes quickly flick to Perry and then back to you. Though she behaves as though it didn't happen. She says, it's been quite a pleasant evening so far. The food is good, and the Comet wine was quite a pleasant surprise.
I imagine so. I'm afraid that I've not had it before, but from what I've heard from the guests, they seem to enjoy it for the most part.
Yes, it's quite a rarity from what I've heard. Quite in demand, so hard to get your hands on. But apparently, Ariadne herself has donated this cask.
Indeed, and I believe she's actually here
Ariadne,
during the event.
really?
I believe so.
I didn't
From
think.
my
I didn't think
I'm sorry.
I didn't think that the wine barons made public appearances.
Well,
see
I
sort of-
believe she's.
You see her look around, kind of at the other guests in the hall as you say that she's here.
I could be wrong, and it might just be a representative, but I do know there is someone outside in the courtyards.
Yes, representative does sound a little more like the wine barons. You're right.
Do the barons ever come to these themselves?
Not from what I've ever seen. Most of them are paranoid types. Don't want to appear in public as they're worried what may happen.
May I ask what you mean?
Well, I don't know how much you know about the vineyards of Carcassonne, but they have a tense business relationship, and public appearances tends to draw the attention of the other barons, if you catch my drift.
I see. That explains why there are a few here tonight.
Yes, that's why I said that representatives makes a little more sense. They don't show themselves, but they send people on their behalf, typically to public events.
If you don't mind me asking, from what I've gathered, several people here are to do business. So, what business do you have to offer, and what business do you seek?
Business is probably not the right word. So let's just say I'm here for pleasure.
That's refreshing. I feel like not many are here for that.
Yes, well, you know these noble types. They've got quite a bit of coin, and they're always looking to make a little more.
How are you different? You look as well dressed and phenomenal as the other nobles, so I'm just
Well,
wondering what makes you different.
thank you for the compliment. Perhaps I'm just good at dressing myself up. But not particularly a noble myself. I don't come from that sort of lineage.
Well, you seem to be doing splendid.
Well, thank you again, I suppose.
By this time, does Perry walk back from outside by chance?
Yeah, she would have delivered the wine and can go wherever she likes now.
Does she track Perry again?
Yeah.
By chance?
She does.
Is there a way?
Not necessarily
Sorry,
like
go ahead.
not necessarily tracking. Just you see her eyes flick to specifically like at Perry, and then she sort of focuses back on you. Not like looking off from your conversation to watch her, but just sort of keeping tabs on her.
Would there be a way to glean if she's doing it because she suspects her of something, or if she is just familiar with Perry?
Make an insight check to determine or just sort of discern what her facial expression is when she does that little check. All right. You don't get a sort of sense of suspicion necessarily. Her expression stays almost exactly the same as when she's looking at you. She just, she sort of has like a happy, sort of playful expression on her face. But every once in a while, you see just the eyes. She doesn't narrow her eyes. She doesn't change her smile at all. She just glances off at Perry and then focuses back on you. She doesn't even skip a beat in her conversation. She just keeps talking.
Wow, she's good. Well, I hope I haven't been keeping you from anything. I just wanted to see if you were enjoying yourself and
No,
if
no,
there's anything.
you're not keeping me from anything. These nobles, conversations with them can be a little bit, well, the same always. It's business this, and then, well, my family that, and you know. So it's refreshing to talk to someone who's a little bit outside that at this party.
I'm gonna look to my right, to the right of the stairwell, and kind of gesture without being rude and pointing and say, "Have you spoken to the woman over in the corner? Um, I spoke with her briefly, and she's from Zolgaran, politician, but she seems, from what I understand, quite appealing."
You see her sort of tap her chin with one finger and say, Zahinja Mortisi, right?
Yes, I believe so.
No, I haven't spoken to her yet, but maybe I should.
She also seems different. I think you would enjoy her company, at least for a moment.
Yes, Zahari diplomat, if I'm not mistaken. She sort of like says that sort of to herself almost, not really to you.
Well, I will be on my way. If you need anything, don't hesitate to ask.
Indeed, I think I'll take your advice. As you sort of excuse yourself and walk away, you see her sort of turn on her heel and walk towards the corner that you gesture towards.
I want to go up to. Actually, let me see where Perry is first before I do anything.
Oh yeah, Perry, what are you up to? Just sort of loitering around the way.
I'm staring at the wine barrel, like thinking to myself, has it been 15 minutes yet? Maybe it's been 15 minutes.
Just
yet.
like counting the seconds in your head.
Yes. I snap out of it and I'm like, oh, Fox is right behind me.
Perry,
Yes, can I help you? I think it's been 15 minutes. I probably should bring this wine to Ender.
wait, before you go. Do you remember the woman you told us about when you guys were acting as reporters?
Yes.
So she is here, and she is keeping an eye on you the whole time.
Oh, great, wonderful digital Ender lad.
I just spoke to her and just noticed she's just watching what you do and where you go. So we need to keep an eye on her. She seems rather suspicious to some end, or just cautious.
Great, maybe she thinks I'm like the lady or something. Okay, I should probably bring more wine to Ender and walk around. This is suspicious. Perry walks away from Fox like, that never happened. And walks towards where Ender is. But before I bring Ender wine, I was wondering I was wondering if I can talk to. Sorry, one second. I'm gonna look for him. I was wondering if I can talk to that guy. Or maybe this guy because they're talking to each other.
Yeah, they're just sort of having sort of a quiet conversation in the corner.
Excuse me, sirs. My name is Perry. I was wondering if you guys are doing okay at the party.
They pause their conversation as you approach, and Gustav says, "Yes, I'm doing quite all right. Simplicio, what about you? Are you all right?" And Simplicio says, "Yes, I should be all right for the time being."
Great, wonderful. I am serving some selection of wines if you guys would care for any, unless you guys are still full on your wine.
Yes, actually, I just finished mine. I will take another, says Simplicio.
Great, wonderful. And you, sir, you don't want any more wine?
I've had enough for the time being. I was wondering, though, do you happen to know who's in the western courtyard?
Is that the courtyard that's through this door?
Yes, just this door right here. You don't happen to know? I've heard some voices out there, and I glanced through the door when it opened as you were walking in and out, and I saw you return from there. Do you know who's out there?
Yeah, the lady, I believe her name is the Lady Marquis, is out there with a group of friends.
You mean the Contessa? Is that who you mean?
Yes, and also some lady whose name starts with an M, with a group of friends, 4 of them. Why, are they in trouble or something? Why are you asking? Because, or maybe I'm in trouble because I didn't get them more wine? I'm sorry.
Neither. Not to worry. More just not looking to do any business, and would rather avoid those who are looking to do some business. So I was just curious who was out there. Was fancying a bit of a fresh air, but I don't want to get myself into a long discussion, if you understand.
Oh, yes, I do. Okay, great. I just wanted to make sure Prairie was doing okay because my boss lady downstairs told me to make sure everyone's all right. So if you don't mind, Perry will grab some wine now, and I will bring it back to you shortly.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Perry leaves, and then just well, I guess maybe let me give Ender his wine first.
All right, you make your way outside and drop the wine to them. And they're still.
Hey, can you take these empty glasses with you on your way back, please?
Yes, sir, I can. Thank you.
Still
Perry
drinking.
like kind of yanks it a little bit aggressively.
All right. Still drinking, Ender.
Uh-huh.
All right, another con save.
Okay. Ooh, much worse. 7.
Now you're feeling sort of dizzy.
Okay. We're still going.
Right. Then Perry, you bring Ender the wine, get the empty glasses, and bring them inside.
As I get more drunk, I'm just gonna start talking about my siblings. Be like, yeah, I have a brother named Coriander and a sister named Valerian, and we're all named after herbs. Pretty crazy. My parents are kind of silly in that way, and just like rambling on like that.
The Kantari says, "Ah, how wonderful! I do love odd name schemes." And then Perry, you make your way back inside with the empty dishes.
Okay, so Perry's like, okay, we'll be back with you shortly. I just need to put these up. Thank you. And here she.
Actually, the man behind the bar here says, I can take the empty glasses if you'd like.
Oh, great, wonderful, so helpful. I gotta go get wine for this gentleman, Mr. Gustav, I think.
I see. Did you want the Comet wine, or did you want something else?
He did not tell me.
Ah, well, you'd best get your orders straight before you bring them the wrong thing.
Great idea. Perry will ask. Thank you. Perry goes back here and just says, so sorry to be a bother again. Perry just realized she forgot to ask you what kind of order wine you would like.
Ah, yes, of course. How silly of me. The Comet wine. I don't want to miss an opportunity like this.
Great, wonderful. I will be right back. Thank you. I decided to go this way. So I think he said he wants to order some Comet wine.
Yes, you must be new, huh? The Comet wine is the one in the Great Hall. You've been bringing it back and forth out to the courtyard. It's that wine.
Oh, great, wonderful, because I thought it was that one already. Thank you.
Yes.
Harry rushes into the Great Hall, like, let me go grab that wine. As Perry's grabbing wine, can she like look around the room again and just kind of like maybe look at all the people and I don't know, like maybe just like kind of observe the area to see if anyone looks like they're either like not paying attention or like like not paying attention to their conversation and like looking around the room, like trying to like investigate around the room or something.
Yes. Since you were sort of tipped off about this, as you enter the Great Hall and sort of glance around for people who are sort of not 100% focusing on the conversation, you see on the far end of the room the woman with the blonde hair, Bella Luna, has sort of positioned herself so that her back is to the wall as she talks to the woman next to her. And you see, as you walk back into the Great Hall, you see just the ever so slightest turn of her head towards you, and you make eye contact with her, and then she looks back to who she's talking to.
We're talking about this lady, right?
No. Okay.
Oh, her. Yeah, sorry. Fox was confusing me. Okay, Perry is gonna. I guess Perry's gonna like kind of I guess like gesture, like nod her head like oh hello, because like we met eyes, but then shortly afterwards just kind of like break away from that so it doesn't look suspicious and goes back into the other room to bring the wine.
Right, you bring the wine back to Simplicio, who takes it and says, very kind, thank you.
Great, wonderful. Is there anything else I can do for you? Are you guys comfortable? Maybe wanting anything else? I was told to make everybody feel comfortable while they're waiting for the lady.
Um, no, for the time being, we should be alright. We were about to make our way over to the Great Hall and then perhaps the dining hall to see if there was some food to eat.
Oh, great, wonderful. Please leave some good reviews for Perry. I am very brand new here. And I will serve you further if you need anything.
Of course, you've been quite helpful so far.
Great, wonderful, thank you. So as Perry's like, walking away from them, can she maybe like look around his room too and just try to see like so I guess what Perry's trying to do is just trying to see if anybody's acting out of the ordinary.
Out of the ordinary, not particularly. There's a guard in the corner just kind of leaning against the wall. You see his head just kind of move back and forth as he sort of glances around the room. He looks towards these two women, then the corner, then to the bar, then to you for a couple seconds. He just kind of scanning the room.
Okay.
The
And
two women here are just sort of talking pleasantly. You don't get any sort of weird sense about what they're up to. And as you begin to break off the conversation from Gustav and Simplicio, the two sort of begin to walk off in your direction as well.
Okay. In that case, Perry is wanting to go back to like the quarters, the servants' quarters, and I guess just ask more questions there so I can end my turn here.
Okay. Let's go back to Proud. We haven't been to Proud in a while.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Go.
I'm trying to read body language of everyone in this room just to see like what each person is thinking. Also, does Sebastian look like a staff in the same outfit that Fox has? No.
More fancy than Fox's.
Okay.
He has sort of like a gilded lapel and looks a little bit nicer
no
than Fox's
masks, right?
uniform. No.
Okay. So yeah, because what I want to do is just judge on body language and try to see who Ender might have spoken with that maybe looked suspicious enough to be Lady Venetia. So I'm just gonna really try to study body language, or at least like how everyone's looking and standing.
Make a general insight check for the room
Okay.
as you sort of scan
Insight.
it.
Yep. Insight. That is a 7.
All right. Then the only thing that you can really tell is Sebastian has walked up to Brucia and Aaron, and you can hear Brucia just sort of loudly complaining about her food being just ever so slightly overcooked to Sebastian, who is just sort of quietly tolerating it and just apologizing every once in a while. And Aaron is just sort of waiting quietly, not really saying much. But other than that, you don't get any sort of odd senses from the room. They've kind of shuffled around. Ilione has kind of moved off by himself and is just sort of on the far end, standing alone.
Is he looking at anything?
Not particularly, just sort of looking around the room, just sort of quietly standing there, similar to how you are. And Amphilis has approached the golden masked man. And they're just kind of quietly talking. Amphilis, perhaps a little more excitedly, sort of gesturing and stuff.
All right. I want to try to walk over here and squeeze through that conversation and then connect with Ilione.
Right. They kind of take a couple steps out of your way as you squeeze your way by. Ilione just sort of stands there as you approach. glances at you as you walk up and then just sort of returns to what they're doing, not really paying you any mind, waiting for you to sort of initiate anything.
I figured us two loners might be able to at least spend some time or to help chase each other's boredoms.
Oh,
That's all right with you.
Are you a loner then?
In the moment, but it's not something that I aim to keep permanent. So I like to speak with different people, get their perspective.
I see. And what do you think my perspective is? Now Ilione kind of turns his head to look at you. You can't really sense anything. No facial expressions. You can't even see eyes behind the mask. Just sort of an empty blackness.
Well, you know how the phrase is you never judge a book by its cover? Well, if I were to look at the pages on you, it wouldn't have any words. More of a visage without any detail. So I'm a bit stumped as to how to answer your question. Doesn't seem like there's anything to go off of, and I don't know if that's intentional or not.
Blank page can be useful. It can become anything that you want it to be.
This is true. Well, what would you want it to be then? What would you want my impression of you to be?
A blank page.
Well, definitely not one for conversation. Then, and what is your impression of me then?
You have been speaking with almost everyone here. So either you want something from me, or you are simply very lonely.
I think you're very perceptive, because there's a little bit of truth in each of those statements.
I see.
Or purposes, I should say.
And what is it that you want from me?
Conversation, which ties into the first points you made, as well as maybe some interesting stories. Something that would keep me entertained. Something that, when you leave a party, you go, well, I'll remember that for the rest of my life.
Stories? Are you here for children's nursery rhymes and old wives' tales?
No, I've already spent enough time in the library. I've gotten my fill there. Just interesting tidbits to give more background from what people come from, although that may not go with what you're attempting. After all, if one author in their own story does not wish to put in words, how could that author tell the story?
Exactly. You seem to want me to muddy my blank page with ink.
Muddy it, or add detail, add color.
But in that case, the blank page would simply cease to be.
In truth, although a blank page is nothing to truly strive for. There's not much to accomplish or to gain in a blank page. There's nothing to tell. And to be honest, how much use is there in a book if you do not wish to put any words on the blank pages?
Whoever said I was a book?
Well, I thought we were going for a more metaphorical, philosophical back and forth, a bit of witty repartee. But
I was.
You want to, well, you went with a very direct, literal question there. I mean, you're not a book. You're clearly a person with a mask.
Perhaps this is all a little over your head for the time being.
Well, that's fine if you don't wish to tell. I can't force you. Although, I gotta assume that there's at least good intentions behind keeping everything behind the locked pages, so to speak.
A very complicated way to simply say that you want information.
Maybe, but it's a way that can make people feel comfortable. Some don't appreciate the direct approach. A little more subtle way to go about it. A little bit more experience and vocabulary can help open up different paths.
Indeed, you're right about that. Some do not appreciate the direct approach. However, some do. And you'd be well to remember which ones do and which ones don't.
It's always fair and understandable. And it is the first time we've met, so it'd be unclear for me which approach would work best.
Tell me, do you need to speak to someone to know who they are?
Well, I like to let them tell their story. I can be a judge of them after they've said their piece.
I see.
Of course, if I were to judge someone from far away, not knowing where they came from, how far they walked, in what shoes they walked in, it'd be unfair at best and possibly discriminatory at worst.
Well, in games of information, seeking fairness is often seeking failure.
Not if you wish to be collaborative. If you look at it as a game in which there must be a victor and a loser, then it can be. Although, I don't look at it as competitive nature. I don't believe us to be rivals, to be enemies. I
And
believe us as
isn't
a
it-
potential.
Isn't it possible that everyone you meet is potentially an enemy or potentially a rival?
I think it depends on who you are, what you want to do. I know who I am. I know what I want to accomplish, what I want to achieve. I don't consider myself to be someone that could be everyone's enemy. In fact, that just sounds exhausting, to be honest. If I were to live a life that would let me to believe that a lot of people would be my enemy, it wouldn't really be a life of living. It would just be a life of constant clashing and battle and strife. I prefer to go the other side of the coin. See how I can help people.
Perhaps. But a life with misplaced trust can be a short one.
It depends how quick you're able to react. I don't come in as some naive green tail, just someone that has no experience.
Oh, you
I've been
don't?
around a time or two, and I'll motion to the broken arm. Some scraps may come close, but I've made it out of each one I've been in so far, and I don't plan on that changing anytime soon.
Mm-hmm. And how long does so far last?
Unclear. My story isn't finished yet.
Well, when an arrow buries itself in your neck, you can thank your so far, and then bleed out.
Oh. If you wanted to threaten my life, you could have let me know right off the back. I wouldn't have pushed on too much.
I was not threatening you.
Then what would that be? A warning? A caution?
No. I don't make warnings. I don't make threats.
Then what do you do?
I don't do anything at all.
Hmm.
And I'm a blank page after all.
Well, as much fun as it is to go back and forth, it feels that if it is to be a collaborative game, it can't be completed if one side doesn't wish to play, and it's not as much fun either. I appreciate the time, but hope we can meet somewhere down another path, and maybe you'll have some more sentences written in that book, and maybe one day you'll be willing to share them, even if it's not me. At least willing to share them so I can hear them one day.
I sincerely doubt that.
Oh, by the way, I never got your name. At least you have that for your title.
They call me Il Leone.
Name's Proud Fool.
Indeed.
I'll be seeing you around. Proud Fool, leave the conversation.
Fox, what are you up to?
Good question. I think I'm going to socialize with the harpist and make sure she's doing okay.
She's just gently and sort of delicately plucking at the strings as you walk up. And you see sort of her masked face turn towards you. And you can only really see her lips. And she turns and says, oh yes, hello. Can I help you?
I was actually making sure you didn't need anything. Your music is beautiful, and I don't want you to grow tired.
Well, I don't suppose you know how to play the harp, do you?
I could try, but I don't think they would enjoy it as much.
Indeed. Well, I suppose then I'll just take a break for a moment. I do need a drink and something to eat, after all. I suppose they shall just have to do without my playing for a couple seconds. You see her sort of place the harp back in position and sort of stand and just stretch her arms as she steps off this little stool that she was sitting on. You are one of the wait staff, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, can't be an easy job.
Neither can being the harpist.
Indeed, my fingers are exhausted. I've been playing all night.
Do you often have performances, or do you get to have long breaks?
Well, I play at the occasional concert for nobles sometimes, but they're never as long as this. Only really an hour or so. This has been several hours now. Not used to it.
Do you know how long these events go, for the lady?
Well, from what I understand, at least a few more hours longer. Well, this is my first time playing this event, and not exactly sure the time frame. You could ask one of the other guards. You're not aware as a wait staff how long you're working for?
I'm afraid this is also my first time, so I'm kind of just flying by the seat of my pants.
Ah, well, I can understand that, I suppose. Seems like we're in the same boat.
Indeed. Would you like me to grab you some wine while you grab food?
Yes, actually. If you meet me in the dining hall, I'll be heading that way.
Very well.
Proud, you pass by her as you sort of exit that room. She's heading in the opposite direction as you. She's rather tall. She's just slightly taller than you.
Probably gets a little self-conscious about the height difference.
Fox, you grab some wine from the Great Hall. You can kind of overhear Alabella doing the same sort of thing that she did to you, just sort of asking questions that are difficult to give any sort of answer to with Montgomery.
Oh yes, I know the type. I've been in customer service.
The classic Karen.
And then you pass by Proud as he walks through the hall.
Proud will side-eye Fox as he passes.
And they're still drinking under.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait until Perry walks out with another glass. And then when she does, I'm gonna like chug my drink that I currently have.
Okay. Do another con save then.
An 8 this time.
We'll get back to you in a sec.
Okay.
So Fox, the harpist has sort of found an empty spot at the table, just sort of standing next to it, with a small plate in her hands and this, grabbing some food and just sort of slowly eating as you approach.
As I walk down, I don't. Can I look around and see if anything is awry? I guess as I walk through with Decius or Ildione. Just one more time, maybe.
Yeah, sure. Make a perception check.
Natural 20.
All right. Okay. So as you pass by, Amphilis, you can kind of overhear the slightest bit of her thing. She's facing away from you, so you can't really read her lips, but you can overhear little bits and pieces as you walk by her. Decius is not really saying anything, and it's very hard to read his facial expression, but from his body language, you get a sense of what is happening in this conversation. Amphilis is sort of heavily flirting with Decius, and his body language screams that he doesn't want to be there. And is sort of looking for an out. He's sort of like almost angling his body away from her.
Okay, but before I go to the harpist, I'm gonna interrupt and I'm gonna say, "Are you folks doing all right? Is there anything I can do for you?" And I'm gonna like hardcore look at Decius.
He says, yes, I don't suppose perhaps you could show me to the bathroom.
Yes, give me just 1 second. Let me give this wine to a guest, and then I will show you.
All right, I will be still here.
I'm gonna set the wine down on the table for the harpist, and I'll be right back if you wanted to talk. I'm going to go help a guest real fast.
She says, thank you, dear.
Right this way, sir.
Thank you. Apologies, milady, but I will be back in a moment. You get a sense that he's lying. He follows you kind of out into this hallway here, and Proud is going to move you out into this room so you're not in the hall. I don't imagine you'd be loitering in the hallway, so.
Yeah, that's fair.
Does that happen often?
It happens from time to time, yes. The whole eligible bachelor thing is rather tiresome.
If you ever want to trade circumstances, feel free to let me know.
Well, I suppose it does sound rather rude of me to be complaining about something like that. But these noble women, they're boring, to tell you the truth.
I've noticed some are rather straightforward or presumptuous. If you want women with a little more interest, as we're walking the corner behind us, Zahindra Mortisi and another woman, I believe her name is Bella Luna, are there. They are rather different.
Well, perhaps I'll take your advice.
Very well. Well, here's the bathroom, sir. If you need anything else, let me
Yes.
know.
Thank you. I don't need the bathroom.
I know.
He lets out sort of a small chuckle as you say, I know.
I'm going back.
Alright. Making your way back to the dining hall, where Martia is still just kind of quietly eating. As you walk up, she says, well, the folks on our right up there are, one of them doesn't sound too happy.
Which one?
The human woman, complaining to the butler there.
I think I've heard her complain quite a bit this evening. Interesting choice in guest the lady has.
Well, I suppose that's the danger you run with when you're dealing mostly with nobles.
True. Even the representatives of the wine barons seem a little uppity.
Well, I suppose the upper echelons of society behave as though they're above people sometimes. I can tell you I've played for nobles and I've played quiet little taverns, and I'll take the tavern any day. Though the nobles do tend to pay better.
That's normally how it goes with the nobles. Not the best company, but the best for pockets.
You're right about that.
Well, if you need anything else, let me know. I'm going to check on the rest.
Yes, I suppose I should be getting back to playing relatively soon.
Do rest your fingers a little more. We don't want them falling off.
Yes, I'll do some stretches. If they fall off, then I have no way to make my coin.
A pure tragedy.
Indeed. All right. Fox, do you have somewhere specific you're going?
I was probably gonna go towards the second
Proud's
hall.
gonna try to get Fox's attention if he walks past.
Okay.
Yes, sir. What
Excuse
can
me,
I do
help.
for you?
Yes, I was wondering. Get over here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So a couple things. Have you heard about the game?
Your voice is very raspy, sir. Did something happen?
Oh my God, this is not time to be playing this right now.
Oh, what do you mean, sir? It's the game. Have you not heard of what's going on this evening? The lady, it could be anyone. I could be the lady.
Proud's gonna like stare a hole through the middle of Fox's eyebrows. Okay. And are you ready? And is Perry ready to go through? I think Ender's working in the west courtyard. Or I don't. He seems to be working the crowd, the table, talking to them and stuff.
Well, then we should probably be transitioning, shouldn't we not?
We should. I just want to make sure we're on the same page, okay?
I'll raise my voice. Right this way, sir. I will show you to the courtyard.
Proud's gonna immediately climb up and follow Fox.
All right. While we're still inside, before we head out there, Perry, what are you up to? You said you wanted to go downstairs and to the servants' quarters.
Indeed, Perry did want to go.
Okay,
downstairs.
let's jump there for a sec then.
Perry's invisible. Oh, there she is.
So you walk through the double doors and make your way down the stairs to the kitchens. Saving Ender just because I didn't know what everybody else's intentions were, so I wanted to let everybody else say that before anything happens with Ender. Alright, so the kitchen, Perry, has cleared out since you've last been there. Only a couple people remaining. Some of them are cleaning. Occasionally, some of the maids will kind of pass you and head up the stairs carrying dishes, or pass you heading back down carrying empty plates. But there aren't very many people in here now. Lucilla, as you approach, she's facing away from you, and is actually walking towards Leah here as you enter the kitchen.
Excuse me. I hope that I'm not interrupting anything.
Yes, actually, one moment. I just need to get to something. Leah, would you bring some food up the dumbwaiter to the send it up the dumbwaiter to the guards that are upstairs? And Leah says, oh yes, sorry, I nearly forgot about that. I'll get right on it, Lucille. And you see her just sort of scurry off and begin filling some plates with some of the remaining food in here. Yes, how can I help you? Was it something you needed?
Oh yes. Perry is done asking everybody if they're okay. I was just wondering if maybe there's anything I can do down here. Cause I overheard that you said that maybe some guards need to be fed upstairs. Perry can also help with that.
Well, I believe Leah has it handled. You see her sort of turn her attention over back to Leah, who was kind of in the background as you were talking, was gathering sort of 2 plates full of stuff. And then you see her carry those plates over to a small little wooden panel on the wall, and then she lifts it. And inside is sort of a little wooden box kind of embedded into the wall. Well, when I say little, it's relatively large. And you see her sort of place the plates on the in the box, and then close the same little hatch that she opened. And then she pulls this lever here, and you hear sort of a creaking noise. And then she sort of walks back towards the tables in the center, and you see her sort of shoot a little thumbs up at Lucilla, who just sort of nods.
Perry wants to shoot a thumbs back up at her, like, yeah, good job.
All right, she shoots you like a happy little smile, and heads back towards the table and says, "As I was saying, seems that Leah has it all handled. There's no need to use the stairs when we have the dumbwaiter."
Oh, is that also a way for the lady to receive food? I noticed that a lot of people were kind of like asking about the lady, and I didn't know what to tell them because I was new, so I just kind of said I will get back to you shortly with your food.
Yes, normally on a normal day, that would be how we would get dishes upstairs to the lady, so that we don't have to spend time walking up and down the stairs. It's quite tiresome. So that would be typically how we would send food up. Of course, today there's no need to send any food up there, just for the guards.
Oh, that's interesting. Perry has never seen one of those before. Would it be okay if I just kind of looked over there and looked at it?
I suppose so. Please do not break anything. I'd hate to have to get it fixed again.
Oh no, of course. Perry is just very fascinated by this concept of dumb waiter bringing plates up to people. Very strange indeed. I will go over there and get back to the guest shortly. I promise.
Yes,
Um,
don't take too long, please.
promise. Okay, so as I'm like looking at this, can I gauge if a person can fit in here?
So right now the panel is closed, and the dumbwaiter itself has kind of lifted itself up to the next floor. So there isn't really anything. There's the actual like box of the dumbwaiter is not there. But you can lift the hatch if you want. The hatch is just kind of covering it.
Okay, so I will just lift the hatch then, and can I maybe just gauge from there then? Does that, so second question, does that have to be sent down? Like, can I tell if it's one of those things where it automatically comes down or if it has to be sent down?
You don't get the sense that it's going to automatically come down now. If you kind of when you open the hatch, there's sort of just like empty space in there now, with some ropes and pulleys kind of along the side. And if you sort of lean your head and look up, you can see that the sort of the long shaft of the elevator here leads up a little bit. You estimate that you could, in fact, fit your body into this hatch. There would be a bit of a tight squeeze, perhaps, for the dumbwaiter itself.
Okay, great.
Though you estimate it as possible.
So
You'd have to be sort of like hugging your knees to your chest, that kind of thing.
I see. Okay, like fetal position then.
Yeah, basically. But you'd have to really kind of squish yourself up in there, but you estimate that you could think you could probably fit.
You could probably break it.
Okay. Then Perry is just gonna quickly pass by Lucille so that way it looks like she's doing something, and as she heads towards this part of the hallway, I'm gonna take my scroll out and then I'm gonna write a note to Fox that says dumb waiter in servant's quarter.
All right.
And then afterwards I'm just gonna head back out. And then I guess what I'll do now is I'll just sorry, I'm trying to find where Fox is.
So they headed all the way out over this side. They're heading towards the courtyard.
Oh, I see. Okay. So in that case, Perry's gonna still go in Ender's plan and just continue grabbing some wine, like nothing suspicious is happening, and
Alright.
then bringing it out to the courtyard as well.
So you'll arrive later than everybody else, so we'll get to the others as they walk out in the courtyard.
Got it.
So Proud's not actually walking outside. After he gets there, Proud's gonna nod and turn towards the fireplace so that his back is facing the door.
You're turning. Sorry, what? You're turning towards the
Sorry.
fireplace so that your back is facing the door.
Yeah, it's like so that if people were to walk out of the door, that they would just see Proud's back.
Okay. All right. So then, what about Fox? What are you doing? Are you actually going out into the courtyard then?
I don't know. I guess that was kind of
Yeah. Well, you obviously can
Weird.
tell that Proud broke off from you, so you can do what you want with that information.
I'm gonna stand there for a minute, really confused when he just asked for us to get ready, and then I go out there confused.
All right.
Jay, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
I have a quick question.
Yeah. Go ahead.
When I write on the scroll, is there any like indication that I wrote on it, or is it just one of those things that's like a person has to look at it?
It doesn't like vibrate like a cell phone if that's what you're asking. But you write and you see what you wrote, and then anyone who checks the scroll will also be able to see what you wrote. That's how it works.
Okay, got it. I was just like trying to like gauge if it does anything like I don't know, glow bright or something.
Yeah, it
like
grows
that.
a bright pink color so everyone else can see that it's happening.
Yeah, there's no like ringtone or anything like that.
You never know.
Gotta find someone who can enchant a little ringtone into it. Alright, then let's head outside. Alright. Fox, you make your way into the courtyard. And what is occurring here? Allow that to happen for a moment just so we can just pause where you are, Fox. Ender, you've been drinking quite a bit of wine,
Yep.
and your lightheadedness turned to dizziness, which turned to sort of now slurring your speech, and now you're starting to feel sick.
Okay.
You sort of got a bit of a nauseous feeling, kind of in your stomach, and everybody else can sort of start to tell that you're relatively inebriated. And the Cantare asks, seeing that you kind of look a little different, says, "My friend, are you alright? Seem to be wobbling a little bit."
I'm great. Fantastic.
Alright, perhaps maybe time to hold off on the wine for a little bit.
But
Yes?
it's so good. It's so delicious. My horse Cinnamon, he could drink so much. Like I would set a bucket of water in front of him, and he drank the whole bucket. And I can drink just as much, and then I'm gonna like finish my last glass of wine.
As you do, you just sort of hear in the background, "Yes, friend, but two things wrong with that. One, that was water, and two, that was a horse. And last I checked, you are not a horse, so, well, I suppose there's no harm. Just make sure you don't drink yourself
then
unconscious."
And then as soon as he says that, I'm gonna vomit all over the table.
Everybody sort of like stands up and pushes their chairs back. The Contessa goes, "Oh heavens! And the consulate just steps back and goes, "Oh dear, are you all right?"
You were right. That was too much. So sorry. Maybe go inside and I'll meet you inside in a few minutes after I gather myself.
Well, Consolata says, "Well, we can help you to the bathroom if you wish."
No, I need the fresh air. It's okay. I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
Well, I'll go and talk to one of the servants and see if we can get this cleaned up out here. Contare and Contessa, I'll meet you inside. Elizabeth as well.
Good idea.
The Contare says, "Yes, hello. I apologize, I don't know your name, but guard." And the guard just kind of he like kind of points at himself like me, and then and then begins to walk over to your group and says, "Yes, can I help you?" And the Contare says, "Would you be so kind as to watch my friend here and make sure that he doesn't have another bout of sickness?" And the guy goes, "I suppose so."
Thank you, Contare. You're the best.
Consolata walks up to you, Fox, as you sort of make your way out of the doors and says, "Perfect. I was looking for some of the wait staff. My friend here has been sick all over the table. I suppose as wait staff, I couldn't trouble you to help clean it up."
Of course, ma'am. I will do it right now. I apologize.
Thank you. Right this way, Contessa. I'm sure the Contare will be joining us shortly. And Contare just kind of gives you a couple firm pats on the back and goes, "You'll be all right, friend. I'll just be inside when you start feeling a little better."
When he does that, I just kind of puff up my cheeks like, do it again.
Okay, he steps away from you kind of quickly as you do that. Okay, yeah, Elizabeth goes as well. Sorry.
I'll look towards the guard. What's happened? What is this?
Looks like our friend here has had a little bit too much to drink.
I
And
might
then-
have been embarrassed.
And
Might have
then
embarrassed myself.
you see his gaze kind of look towards the mess that you've left kind of all over the table and ground, and you can see like just ever so slightly some little sparkles in it, and he goes, "Had too much of the Comet wine, eh?"
Yep, that was it.
All right. He looks back towards you, Fox. "Well, I guess we better get cleaning this up."
I'm gonna stand up out of my chair and then like lean on the guard because I'm probably a little wobbly. I think I might have embarrassed myself a little bit. Can you take me to the back? I don't want to walk through the party. Can you help me to the back where they do the serving whatever thing, you know?
I can take care of this mess if you want to take care of him.
He seems sort of sigh. He's kind of he kind of braces you, helping you stand, Ender. But he's still kind of like, you see him kind of leaning his head away from you a little bit. He goes, all right. Well, guess aren't supposed to be in the servants' quarters.
Sure, it's fine.
All right.
You,
he looks
you
back
could
at
always...
he looks back at you. Oh, what were you gonna say, Fox? Go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
He looks back at you and says, all right. I'm gonna go get him out of here. You just make sure this is cleaned up before anyone else sees the mess."
Right away.
Yes. All right. Let's get you around the back then.
Okay, I'm gonna like drag him. I'm gonna make him drag me, so it's taking as much time as I can possibly buy for Fox.
All right. He kind of is like trying to support most of your weight, and you kind of go limp. And he's like, "Oh, all right." And he's kind of dragging you now. You're leaving sort of boot prints along the dirt as he drags you.
I want to open up the scroll to send Perry a message, and then see she wrote me a message about the dump later. And then I'm going to write back and say, if you see this before you see me, the guard's distracted, gets proud.
All right. Let's jump back inside for a moment. Okay, so in the lounge, Proud, you hear the door close behind you as Fox heads out into the courtyard.
Proud's wait until he hears the door open again, but he's gonna have like kind of a side eye as far as he can to get his peripheral range to see or hear when the door opens again.
All right. After about 5 minutes of waiting, you hear the door open again, and in walks a couple people. A small group of people walk in. The Consolata, the Contare, and the Contessa all walk in from outside.
Okay. Proud sees that and panics a bit because he thought that there were 4 people out there.
And then a few moments later, typing. The door opens again, and you hear see Elizabeth also walk out that direction.
Okay.
The group kind of loiters in the lounge for a moment, and then once Elizabeth joins them, you hear them just go, shall we make our way to the Great Hall? Suppose not the dining hall, not feeling too hungry after that. And the Conte goes, yes, perhaps the Great Hall. Though, if you don't mind, I would like to warm up a little bit first. We've been outside in the chill for a little bit. And he comes over to stand here. And
While they were...
Consolata, a little louder so that you can hear, Consolata goes, all right, Cantare, we'll be in the Great Hall when you want to rejoin us. And then they head off down the hallway towards the Great Hall.
As early as I can, like as soon as all 4 of them pass me, Proud would want to try to sneakily go through the door to try to get as little eyes on him as possible.
All right. Then, before Cantare even makes it to the fireplace, you'd be gone.
Okay. And Proud would go through.
All right. Perry, you were making your way kind of going to bring more wine, yes? You had kind of...
Yes, that is correct.
Then you kind of grab your platter and make your way toward the courtyard door. But as you do, the Cantare speaks up and goes, hold on for a moment. I'm afraid somebody's had been a bit sick out there. So you might want to not go out there at the moment.
Oh, if someone is sick out there, Daddy should probably clean it. It's my job.
Well, there is someone already out there cleaning it, though he might want some help. I suppose you could ask him.
Okay, yes, Perry shall do her job and just make sure that everybody's alright. And if, they don't need help, then I will come back in. Thank you for letting me know.
All right, I'll take one of those. He grabs one of the wine glasses off your platter,
There you go.
and then he returns to the
So
fireplace.
Perry goes out there then.
All right, then let's go back to the courtyard. Fox, as you kind of take a second to write on the scroll, you look up to hear the door open to the courtyard, and see Proud entering the courtyard.
I thought Ender was gonna make them hallucinate. What is that smell? Oh, Proud's gonna
He's-
cover his nose and mouth with his right hand.
He chose to improvise. Look there. Go climb
Ugh.
that vine. There's the
Yeah,
balcony.
no, I don't need to look at it. I can see it. Okay,
Go.
but he did his job. Okay, where's Perry?
Don't worry about that. Just go right now. We don't have time to waste.
Okay, hey, give her the magnifying glass when you see her.
Yes, go.
Okay, Proud's gonna try to go up this to try to get onto the balcony.
Yeah, this wall here is covered in vines that sort of lead all the way up the wall, and then lead to sort of an overhang of shingles to the roof. But about just maybe 2/3 of the way up is this brick balcony off to your left. So the entire wall is covered in these kind of thick vines. And you grab a hold of one and maybe lean on it a little bit to see if it'll hold your weight, and it seems like it will.
Proud will use his legs and arm to try to shimmy his way up, and his mouth to try to hang on to give himself some more leverage to get his way up there and see if he can vault himself over onto the balcony.
Make an athletics check for me.
There we go. All right, that is a 19.
All right. It takes you a little longer than the average person to climb these vines with your bad arm. It's a bit of a slower process, but eventually you get up to the same height, sort of picking and choosing the vines that are a little thicker than the others that seem like they'll hold your weight as you slowly make your way up and arrive at the same level as this brick balcony, and can kind of prop one of your arms against the sort of brick railing along the edge of it, and swing your feet up over onto it.
Yeah,
So
Proud
on
will-
this balcony before you is sort of a rather large glass window. It appears like it opens though, as there's sort of a hinge and a mechanism.
Proud will try to slowly and carefully open it as to not make a lot of noise.
All right. It slowly slides open, and you can see in the room beyond it. It's not necessarily lit up, but there are a few candles just kind of lit in the room. You don't see any motion in there, though.
All right. Since Proud does not see any motion, Proud will stealthily enter the room.
Hang on, just a moment though.
Oh, sorry.
As you're kind of up on this balcony looking in the window, you hear the door to the courtyard open again.
Oh, Proud's gonna hide then underneath the railing.
Oh yeah, you duck down, and if you do duck down, the bricks do block your body from being seen. But then, Fox, you hear that door open as well and see Perry walk through the door.
Can I see Proud as I'm walking past?
No, he ducked down.
Oh, okay. Hello, Mr. Grumpy Man. I'd heard that somebody got sick out here.
Yes, it was Ender. He's trying to get a distraction for us. Proud is already up on the balcony. Do you think you can climb that and help him search?
Oh, what? Oh, did you not see my note?
I just saw it, and I just sent you one as well. I know there's a dump waiter, but this opportunity is here now. So we need to take what we can.
Okay, great. Perry says that's so honest, dude.
Here, and I hand her the magnifying glass before she walks off. Use this in case you need to find anything hidden in the walls or something.
Perry snatches it. Thank you, Mr. Grumpy Man.
And during this time, I'm gonna clean and just keep an eye out in case anyone tries to come by.
All right. From up on the balcony, Proud, you can hear Perry's voice from down in the courtyard as you hide.
Proud's gonna then look very up just to see if Perry's the only one, see that she's there, and then try to help Perry climb up the vines by like reaching out his hand to help her up.
All right, yeah, you can kind of lean yourself over the brick railing there and reach your arm out so that she doesn't quite have to climb just a little bit less far than you did.
Oh, great. Wonderful. Thanks.
Perry, make athletics with advantage. With advantage. So roll again.
Oh, thank God. Oh, God.
All right.
I spoke too soon.
You're about part of the way up, not super far up, just under halfway, and one of the vines kind of tears away from the wall from under you, and you fall back, landing on the grass, but rather roughly because you weren't expecting it to happen. And you take 6 bludgeoning damage.
Fox comes by and helps pick her up. Here, just go ahead and magnifying glass. I will do it. I'm sorry. I thought you might be able to get up there. Can you clean this mess, please? And keep an eye out for us.
No, I'm leaving that mess there.
We will be caught if you do not. That's why I asked you to go up the balcony so you didn't have to clean it. But if you can't get up, I need to clean it.
There are still vines. She just tore kind of one of them away, which made her fall, but there are still vines covering this side of the house, so you'll still be able to climb.
Look, Perry, I need you up here with me. You can see in the dark. If there's a room that's completely dark in here, you're going to be the one that can help me find something.
Do you want to try again, or do you want to clean the mess?
Perry will try again.
Fox, you can
Proud's
assist
gonna
her.
try to
You can
help
kind of lift her up so that she doesn't have to climb the vines as far.
Yeah, I'm gonna help her as much as I can.
All right. Then yeah, between the two of you, Fox, you kind of give her a handhold to step into so that she's a little further up, and then she really only has to use the vines for just like a couple seconds before she reaches Proud's hand.
Great, wonderful.
With the two of you helping, it's quite easy, and she manages to get up there.
I'm going back to cleaning.
All right, good luck, Fox. Let us know if anyone comes through. All right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
All right. So the window is still sort of half open before you ducked down, Proud. So
Yeah.
continue.
All right, Perry. Ready?
Yeah.
All right, before we go in, and Proud will start speaking in Primordial, think that we should start talking in this language just to help us in case anyone's around. That way they won't understand what we're saying.
Great.
Proud go through.
Harry says in common language.
Yes.
All right. The window is big enough for you to sort of slide in head first, and you make your way inside. Actually, one second. That'll make my life easier. All right. Then the two of you make your way inside. From inside now, you can hear sort of muffled voices, the occasional laugh coming from below you. The room you're in is sort of dimly lit. There's no real bright light fixture, but there's a couple candles throughout the room, so you can kind of make your way. Looks to be sort of a rather nice looking bedroom. There's a table off to your left that has a bowl of fruit in it, a dresser off to your right, and a bed on the far wall with some bookshelves next to it. Perry, what you're looking at is a long wooden case, and the top half of that case is like the top panel of the sort of box is just glass, and you can see through the glass to see a sword in this box. Though you can tell it's definitely a sword, it is a strange looking sword. Not any type that you're familiar with.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Perry walks over to Proud and just kind of asks him what do you see? I found strange sword inside glass case.
Proud will look through the dresser.
It appears to be almost entirely empty. There's just one or two articles of clothing, and they appear to be men's clothing. Sort of very fine-looking vestments, very clearly noble garb, but not much in this closet. It's sort of abandoned, though there isn't really much dust and there's no sort of spider webs. This place has been very nicely cleaned and seems quite well maintained.
I thought Lady Venetia was the only one that lived here. That's strange. Why would there be men's clothing up here? Proud's gonna search the pockets or check anything inside the clothes just in case, since there's only a few pieces of clothing.
Yeah, there's just a shirt that doesn't have any pockets on it, and then there's a pair of trousers that has pockets but they're empty.
Okay, nothing there.
Okay, great. There's a bookshelf over here, but also let's take a look at this over here.
Okay, I'll check the bookshelf.
Is there any drawers onto this side table right here?
No drawers, no. It's just sort of a very elegantly carved night table by the bed, but there's no drawers on it.
Well, okay. Okay, so I just walk away from it and then just reconvene with Proud over here. There was nothing over there.
The other thing in the room, sorry, that I haven't mentioned is there's just a potted plant with some nice flowers on it, sitting in the corner.
In that case, Perry would look into the plant to see if there was tuna coins.
No, you don't see any. It's just sort of a large pot full of sort of dark soil, which this sort of flowery little bush is growing in. Proud, the bookshelf, from what you can gather, Um, it seems like it's also been cleaned. There's no dust on it, but it is full of mostly just books on gardening.
Proud's gonna quickly just like not leaf through the pages, but just like take like when you take your thumb on the corner of a book and the pages and you just like go through.
Yeah, just kind of thumb through.
Basically, he's just looking for any loose pages or paper or anything loose inside any of the books.
All right. It would take you quite some time to check all these books. I will say that.
Okay, gotcha.
You can check a couple, but if you're gonna check every single book on the shelf, there's at least 40 books on these shelves. So.
Okay, gotcha. And then Proud just look at all the titles, and if they're just about gardening, Proud's not going to interact with them.
Yeah, from what you gather, pretty much all of them are in some way related to gardening, just like soil acidity and things like that, and fertilizers. They seem to be very centered around that topic.
Is this where the gardener lives?
Why do you question that? Maybe she just really likes gardening or something. Gardening. She's a gardener.
But if this was her room, her shelves would be full of clothes.
Maybe she doesn't do it or something.
Oh well. I think. Let's see. You checked the dresser over there, right?
Yeah, it was just weird glass drawer with sword.
Okay. And you checked the potted plant?
No, do no coins.
Let's see. Last two things to check is that bowl of fruit and this bed.
Great.
I'll check the bowl of fruit then.
Barry checks the bed.
All right. It's a bowl of grapes, just sort of a purpley grape. They are real.
Probably eat a couple.
All right. Yeah, they seem like just ever so slightly a little overripe, but they taste good. And past them, you can see that same case that Perry was looking at.
Proud will check to see if the case is locked.
It has sort of like as if it opens kind of like in half, with like a hinge on the back. And then on the front side, there's a small little lock. So it does not open when you try to open it. You can see the contents of it as it's made of glass. And then just kind of right there along the side closest to you is a small little metal plaque.
Proud will try to read the plaque if he can.
It's written in common. And it says, Violent Fang.
Am I able to tell what kind of sword it is from looking at it?
Definitely a sword, but not a sword that you'd seen before.
Maybe Fox would want this. Proud's gonna see if there's a way to deftly unlock the case, and he'll take out his thieves' tools and go to work.
All right. Make a sleight of hand for me.
Okay. That is a 14.
All right. You spend a couple moments as Perry sort of looks around the bed, lifts some of the sheets, maybe looks under it. Is that what you're doing, Perry?
Yeah, I'm specifically interested at whatever this fur thing is.
It seems to be some sort of animal fur, just sort of draped across for warmth. It's kind of like a white fur.
Like just scuffling through the pillows and everything. Gently though, so it doesn't look like I'm like rumbling around.
No, there isn't anything. Like under the covers or under the bed.
I guess I just turn back around and look at Proud then and see what he's doing.
Yeah, as you're searching the bed, you hear a click from across the room where Proud is, as Proud unlocks the case.
I walk over to him. What are you doing?
Proud will hand if the case is unlocked, Proud will hand Perry the plaque,
The plaque?
and then
The plaque is attached to the wood.
oh, okay, sorry. Then Proud will just hand Perry the sword, or
Yeah, it's like kind of attached to the wood. You might be able to pry it off, but I'm just saying it wasn't like loose.
oh, gotcha. Okay, and it's attached to the wood. And is there any other mechanism that I have to pry from the wood, or could I? And it's not loose. I can't like just pick up the sword.
The sword is just lying kind of in this velvet sort of cloth along the bottom of the case. It's not attached to anything. It's just sort of sitting within the case. Now that it's open, you can kind of like lift the lid of the box and access it.
Okay, yeah. If the cloth is with the sword, then Proud will wrap the sword in the cloth and then hand the cloth and sword to Perry.
All right.
Excuse me. Why is he Proud? Why are you giving this to me?
Well, it feels special in a way. I thought Fox might want to use it. He seems all about swords, but maybe it can help us.
The sword, as you kind of wrap it up, Proud, is long, sharp on only one side, with a very, very sort of intricately detailed hilt and pommel.
Yeah, he might like something like this, or maybe we can sell it. But if we're here and doing crimes, might as well do all the crimes, right?
No, not exactly. I'm not a criminal. I mean, I told you I landed myself in prison. I really don't think we should take this.
Well, I've already unlocked it, so
Well, you could probably still put it back and lock it back up again.
yeah, I'll let you decide if you want to do that.
Okay, well, Perry puts it back in there as best as she can and figures out how to lock it.
I don't think you'd be able to figure out how to lock it, no.
Bummer. Perry will put back the sword best possible way and just make it look like it's locked and never been touched.
All right. Yeah, you can kind of close the case and lay it back in there.
Okay, but Perry put it back because we're here for one thing, not to land ourselves back in prison. You know, as much as chaotic Perry wants to be, I don't think that's the kind of chaos I want to cause. You know, I kind of want to maybe like clog the toilet, set fire in the kitchen, not steal things though.
And I thought you were the fun one. Proud's gonna
No.
Proud's gonna see the door and see if it's locked or not.
1 second. I'm just gonna take a 5-second break. 5-minute
Sure.
break. Sorry, 5 seconds to be really short. So everybody, take a couple of seconds to have a break.
Sorry, Fox. I tried to get the sword for you.
He doesn't even want it. Why do we even want that sword? Why do you want that sword?
It just looks cool. It's called the Violet Fang.
What the hell, dude? You trying
There's
to
a-
cause
there-
more trouble? What is
There's a-
wrong with you? Are you drunk? Who's drunk,
No.
Ender or you?
Okay, Ender. But plus, like, we're already here, and like, we're gonna be like, they're not gonna like anything that we do here. So we might as well go all out.
Oh no, nay. I want to go look around some more and see what else. Maybe we can snatch it on the way out.
Okay.
Classic Proud. Let's all be super risk averse until we find a magical weapon.
Hey, I mean, it just looks cool. I mean, something called the Violet Fang. Like, you're not gonna put the obvious bait there and me not want to take it.
Just to clarify, I said violent fang.
Oh, violent fang. Oh.
Besides, if it said the violet fang, it would be an obvious weapon for Ender.
Violent fang. Okay. That just well. Let's see. Yeah, that'd definitely be a good. Can Ender use swords?
Nope.
Well, like Perry said, maybe on the way out.
All right. I'm back and good to go if you guys are.
I
Yep.
am ready.
I'm back.
All right. So you try the door. It's not locked.
Okay. Does it look old? Like if I were to open it, would I think it would make a creak?
It is made of wood. Hard to say though.
All right. Perry, I don't know how loud this door is going to be, but just in case, you got to get ready to go and hide, all right? Proud will slowly open the door. And unless he hears a creak, in which case he will just look around and see if anyone's coming.
Not a creak, but it makes like kind of a soft little noise, but not loud enough to be a creak. As you slowly kind of swing it open.
Proud's going to try to look and see what he can see.
You see that there's sort of a small hall, and then the path diverges off to your left and to your right.
Proud will go here and then signal to Perry to come up to meet him.
All right.
Betty follows slowly.
Yeah, so there's sort of a wooden hallway and wooden walls stretching off to your left and off to your right.
And is there anything that Proud could hear?
As you sort of pause there, you can hear footsteps off to your left.
Proud will,
Sort of boots on wood.
Proud will signal Perry to then go to the right, away from the footsteps.
Okay, Perry just slowly goes this way.
And yeah, Proud's going to look down this hallway to see if there's anyone or to try to listen in.
You don't see anyone down this hallway. It's a long hall that diverges off to the right about halfway along it.
Proud's going to try to avoid the light and look down this hallway to see if there's anyone there or anyone looking this way.
Okay, so off to your right, you can see sort of these two sort of half statues sort of embedded along the wall, along that path. There was a similar sort of type of statue in the Great Hall. And as you look down this path off in this direction, it goes on for around maybe 40, 50 feet before you can see that it opens up into a huge room. And you can see a chandelier beyond it.
That's the main hall.
How did you sure?
Well, it's a place that's really, really big, so I don't think we should go that way.
Good idea. Maybe we should just keep on going this way and see
Okay.
if there was any more like rooms or something. Like, you know, this way.
Yeah.
On the left side of the hall, there's a painting that is hung right here in a ornate frame.
Perry looks at it.
It is a painting of an old human man with sort of dark black hair. He looks to be maybe around 50-ish years old. You can see kind of wrinkles.
Can Perry like distinguish if that's anybody she saw downstairs?
No, none of the waitstaff and the others were wearing masks, so it doesn't look familiar.
Okay, great. Perry just follows the crowd then.
In the corners of the halls as they turn, there's sort of some potted flowers. But the hallway only leaves one direction off to the left.
Pratt will signal to this area and then go over here.
Perry swiftly follows.
And then Pratt will wait for a second to try to listen.
All right. You pause for a moment. You can still kind of occasionally hear footsteps from off in this direction. They continue for a moment, pause. Continue for a moment, pause periodically.
Proud hearing the footsteps go this way will inspect the door.
Similar to the last, this sort of wooden door. Doesn't look old, it looks kind of rather upscale and nice.
Proud will check the knob to see if it locks or if it will turn.
It's unlocked.
Proud will motion to Perry that the door is unlocked, and then Proud will swiftly and deftly enter the room or go
Right.
through the door.
This room is quite similar to the last one that you were in. About the same size. And looks to be perhaps another bedroom, as there's a large ornate bed with a big frame. One of those frames that kind of is like almost like a box with the top part, with sort of these curtains that hang down from it. And more bookshelves off to your left, a table in the center with some fruit in a bowl. On your right is a piano sitting up against the wall. And then further past that, along the wall, there's also another closet and a potted plant. But Perry, as you look off towards that wall, you see another wooden panel. And that wooden panel looks identical to the one down in the kitchen. And next to it is another lever.
Oh, Perry knows what that is. Over there. And that's
the
under
what?
the wall. That thing. Perry like points at it. That thing.
What does it do?
So earlier, Perry was like, "Oh, hi, Mr. Seal. Perry's here to just like see if you need anything." And then she had this other girl who was like so proud that she put plates inside the box thing. I think they said it's called dumb waiter. You know, like I don't know why they would insult all the waiters.
Oh, this must be Lady Venetia's room then, if there's a way to get food directly delivered here.
I guess I did ask them. I said, so is that how you bring food up to the lady? And they said, well, usually on a normal day. And I was like, well, I guess today's not normal day because she said nobody's upstairs.
Huh. Well.
She did say the food's for the guards, so maybe we should be careful. I think I can fit in there, though.
We might have to use that to our advantage. You heard those footsteps, right?
Did I hear those footsteps, Jay?
You did. You could hear footsteps kind of before you entered this room, coming off from the hall that you guys kind of didn't go down.
Yes, Perry heard the footsteps.
I don't know who's over there, but we might need to use the dumbwaiter to our advantage somehow. Well, first let's check this room. Make sure that we've fully investigated it.
Great, I'll look over there on the cabinets.
Prowl
Yeah.
in. Check the bookshelf.
All right.
Perry looks in the cabinets.
Proud. The books on this shelf are, like the last one, seem to be centered around another theme as you look at the spines. And instead of gardening, this time they are centered around antiques as well as the maintenance and care for them.
Antiques. Why would anyone care about this? Proud's gonna turn away from the books and inspect the bed.
Perry, this closet, kind of like the last one, has thank you for following Tasty SK. This one, like the last one, has kind of very fine vestments and not very many. It seems like a mostly empty closet. Perhaps doesn't get a lot of use. And it has some dresses that are rather nice. Under the bed is sort of like a thin layer of dust, as well as sort of far under the bed. You can see some things sort of just glint ever so slightly. There's something under there. It's kind of towards the back of the bed.
Can I reach it from here?
Not from where you are. You'd have to kind of crawl under the bed.
Proud is gonna see if he can go, because he sees it's like at the end of the bed, right? Under it.
Yeah, you can see just something sort of glinting off from over there, under the bed.
Proud wants to get on top of the bed, go over to this side, and see if he can reach from this side while he's laying down on the bed.
All right. As you kind of climb up on the bed, and Perry, as you sort of sift through these sort of fine dresses in the closet, the two of you sort of have your blood run cold and freeze as you hear a voice from outside the room. And the voice says, "Yeah, all right, I'll bring your plates down for you. Actually, you got them from the dumbwaiter, yeah? All right, I'll just send them back down there."
Perry runs to the bed like very like light-footedly and hides underneath the bed.
All right.
So wait. So are the drapes? Do they cover the entire bed? As in, if I was on top of the mattress, like they would hide the view from anyone.
Currently they aren't. They're pushed kind of to the four corners.
Okay, and then they were like that when we entered, right?
Yes.
Okay. Proud is going to quickly get off the bed and try to see if there's room under the bed for him and Perry.
All right. There is enough room if you lie flat and kind of like this and like this.
Yeah. Proud will do that and hold his breath.
All right. No sooner do your boots disappear under the bed than you hear this door kind of creak open as footsteps approach. And you can kind of look off from under the bed, and you can see these sort of these boots with sort of steel shin pads and kind of clanking walk into this room. Walks away from you two towards the far side of the room. And you hear the clattering of some dishes. And that panel slide open. And then the panel slide shut. And then you hear sort of a ka-chunk of a lever. And then the rattling of pulleys and ropes. And then long day. And then the boots turn back towards you two walking over here. And then they pause, still facing towards the bed. And they linger there for a moment. And then they walk over towards the table. And then they walk away from the table, and you hear like a small crunching noise as the boots walk away from the table, and then the door creaks again and then shuts. And slowly, as you sort of hide under that bed holding your breath, you hear those footsteps fade.
Once
Harry
the foot-
whispers, Proud, why are you in my hiding spot? What the heck?
It was the quickest thing I could think of. It made the most sense. By the way, do you see anything shining while you're down here?
Do I see anything shining?
More towards where you are, Proud. There's a small little gold piece that's just kind of rolled under the bed.
Proud will grab it and go, oh, well, I guess one's as good as any, and we'll put it in his pocket.
So, as you sort of linger under this bed, the sounds around you have faded. It's just kind of silent in this room now. The only noises you hear are like muffled voices from downstairs.
All right, Perry, let's continue searching. Proud will get out of the bed and try to inspect the table of fruit and the chairs.
All right, the chairs are just sort of fine craftsmanship made of wood. The table itself appears to be sort of carved from one sort of circular solid slab of stone with ornate little decorations around the outside. Sort of a nice pattern of like waves. And then intermingled within the waves is the face of a woman and then her hair sort of cascades off and becomes the waves. Sort of periodically throughout. That pattern is repeated along the edging of this table here. On the table, that bowl of fruit, one of the apples is missing.
Probably not eat an apple.
Perry, the piano in front of you, the sort of the guard for it that covers the keys is closed.
Can Perry take a look at the music score?
Yeah, there's some sheet music just kind of leaning up against it.
Interesting. Okay. Can Perry look out of this window and see which part of the mansion we're at?
You look out into this window and can kind of see, if you look kind of straight down, like craning your neck and standing on your tiptoes to look kind of straight down out of the window, you can see grass and then a fence and then city streets beyond it.
Great.
And as you look down and crane your neck to look at the yard below, you can see a guard standing out there, and then just sort of the top of a very large, wide-brimmed hat.
I see. Okay. Proud. I think they sent a thermometer now, so on that thing, apparently, I mean, maybe we can pull it up, but I don't think it like comes down and comes up by itself. I should probably write a note to Fox and let him know that the thermometer is downstairs. Maybe he can send it up.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Okay, so Carrie will write a note on her scroll and just write down like dumbwaiter down needs to be up.
Okay.
And then I'll just Proud, what do you want to do now? Because now we're maybe like kind of stuck here unless you want to go back to the balcony or maybe explore further.
Oh. Perry, I don't know where the guards are at specifically, But if there are guards up here, then there's something up here worth protecting. But it's not either of these rooms. There was no guards that stopped us from getting into either one. So wherever they're at, that has to be where the items we need are.
To be honest with you, Proud, I mean, Miss Lucille told me there's like nobody up here, but it's heavily guarded, so I'm not quite sure.
As the two of you talk and just sort of look around this room, just discussing what you should do next, as Perry kind of writes a little message on the scroll. Proud, you notice something. You didn't notice it before when you walked in, but you notice it now. In this corner of the room, along the ceiling, it's a bit of a tall ceiling, but along the ceiling is a square hatch of wood
On the ceiling?
on the ceiling.
How high up is the ceiling?
Not tall enough that you could touch the ceiling. Maybe about twice your height.
Okay. Perry, look at that.
What? What is it?
I don't know. It's some hatch. Maybe there's like an attic in here or something.
Great. Do you want me to lift you up, or do you want to lift me up? Because I already fell down once.
No. Let's see if there's anything here that. Do I see if there's like a little handle on the hatch, or is it?
Yeah, there is sort of a small handle on it.
First, let's check to see if there's anything we can use to like reach out and grab the handle. If not, then we can use the books to stack up and reach the handle ourselves.
Is it tall enough that two people, or well, not two people, but like one person can just lift the other person up?
Perhaps if you were like standing on each other's shoulders, maybe.
That's what I was thinking, like, cheerleader style or something.
Yeah, more like the cheerleader side, and less like just like a piggyback or something like that. Like it would take twice your height, so like it's pretty tall.
Okay. Proud, I don't think we should stack books up because I'm pretty sure it's put on there in a particular order, and I don't really want to cause a lot of disruption. So maybe if I just climb up your shoulders and, look up there in some sort of attic door, it'll be okay.
All right, if you think that's what's best. And then
I'm pretty sure I'm tall enough, or maybe we can climb on something else. Like, I don't
look. Yeah,
what is
let's see how.
chair
Let's see how.
for a chair.
Oh yeah, we can use the chair. Let's see how tall you are. Yeah, I mean, how tall was the chair? Like, if we grab the chair and put it under the hatch, and one of us stands under it, could we reach it with the chair?
Not with just the chair, no.
Oh, Perry, do you want to get on my shoulders, or do you want to?
Yes. Yeah. No, Perry will do that. Let's go before we run out of time.
Okay, here, get on here. Stand on the bed, and then use the bed to steady yourself onto my shoulders.
Okay, so Perry climbs on the bed and then like piggybacks on Proud before standing up.
Proud will help Perry get up to Proud's shoulders and use his right arm to try to steady Perry's right leg.
All right.
Proud will try to walk with Perry underneath towards the hatch.
Yeah, it's easier to do when you're using the frame of the bed to sort of brace yourself against. And Perry, as you sort of hop up onto his shoulders, you can just sort of trace your fingers against the ceiling now.
Okay, grab it. Grab the handle.
Perry
Grab the handle.
grabs it.
So currently you're standing up against the vet, and then you sort of wobble your way over here. I imagine probably slowly.
Yeah.
As the hatch is about there.
Try not to make any noise.
Proud you're the one making all the noise here, but yes, baby, we'll grab it. Perry grabs it.
Yeah, so you can kind of it's less of like a handle and more of like a hole in the hatch that you can kind of stick your fingers through and grab. And you can kind of pull on it. So do you pull on it?
I pull carefully and slowly. If that was the question.
All right. You pull kind of slowly on it, and it's like heavy. As you sort of like pull at it, it has to kind of be like clicked out of place almost to be able to pull down. It's sort of like wedged in place, but you have to sort of unwedge it to be able to pull down. And as you do, the hatch itself, as it kind of swings down towards you, it's sort of like a wooden thing with a hinge on two sides. On one side, rather. Two hinges on one side. It swings down towards you, and it's heavy. So now you're holding up the weight of this hatch as you try to slowly open it. And Proud, you can feel Perry all of a sudden get way heavier.
Oh God, Proud, it's coming down, and I don't really know how to fix it.
Yeah, it's a ladder. I figured that. Okay. But we can't let it crash.
No, slowly lower me down. Lower me down.
Okay, Proud's gonna slowly bend at the knees. And
Alright, this is going to
try to
require a
catch-
check.
Yeah.
Especially with broken arm over here.
Yeah.
I don't know why he thought it was smart to do this with the guy with one arm.
Both of
I mean,
you make
yeah.
acrobatics checks.
Okay. Oh my god, that was almost a natural one. Dirty 20.
All right. Then
What did Perry get? Okay.
you manage to sort of lower yourself to your knees, as Perry continues to hold the hatch in place. But as you lower to your knees, and the hatch also lowers in turn, the ladder begins to slide out. But Perry, you catch it in time with your roll.
Great, wonderful.
Oh, yeah, slowly drop so that Perry can get off and slowly bring the ladder down.
So the ladder kind of folds out from the roof above, and eventually, as the two of you very carefully lower yourselves, the ladder sort of clicks into place along the ground, and now there is a tall ladder leading up to the hatch.
Okay. Oh, okay,
You
Perry.
wanna go first?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we don't have a lot of time. All right. Probably we'll
Okay,
get up the
then.
ladder.
Yes. Perry shortly follows after him.
All right. Then up the hatch. One sec.
And then as you're preparing,
Oh, wait, I have a question.
Yep.
Is that ladder too heavy that I can't lift it back up? Or,
yeah, I was
like,
gonna ask the thing.
because I want to make sure that it looks like I'm not there. Like, I don't want to just leave it.
Yeah.
You'll have to kind of see once you get up there.
Okay.
All right. So the two of you climb up the ladder one after the other and arrive
see where. Okay, we're at the bottom of the screen.
In a very dusty and kind of cluttered room. Everything around you, there's large crates and pots and chests, and it's just sort of arranged against the walls mostly, but just sort of all over the place in no real order.
All right, let's see if anything's unlocked or open, and search whatever you can.
Great. Perry's gonna look at this little tiny box right here. Also looking for Duna coins.
So the box in front of you, Perry, is just sort of an empty, sort of half crate, like you would carry some stuff in. Appears to be empty, a thin layer of dust, like it hasn't been used in a while. Up in the corner near you, there's some rather thick cobwebs and some pots off to your left.
Wait, Jay, 1 second. Can I look and see if I can pull this ladder up now?
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
I figured you were
same.
gonna get back to that.
Same. Sorry.
I just instantly saw stuff. I want to look. Tuna coin. Dropped everything else. Yeah, there's sort of a mechanism in place that kind of helps you pull it, but it's rather heavy.
Okay, so proud question for you.
Yeah.
When we latched that, it came down very fast and it was heavy. So
Right.
we can pull this up, but like when we hatch it down, we're gonna really need to like pull it or something so that way it doesn't come all the way down and just makes loud noise.
Yeah. I guess. What do you think we should do? Should we risk it and try to pull it? Because if we do, and the guards hear something, absolutely gonna come up and inspect.
I was thinking maybe Perry can like stand here and poke her head through, make sure that nothing's happening, and then maybe you can go look around the room, and then I can just signal you. Make sure you let me know if you find any Duna coins.
If I find any Duna coins, I'll make sure to get them all to you.
Great, wonderful.
All right. So Proud will then go by, inspect the room as quickly, but making sure that he misses nothing.
All right. Some of the crates have like nails in them, and don't just like instantly open.
Okay.
They could be potentially pried open, but they don't just open on their own.
Yeah, Proud's not going to open anything that was tied down like that. Is it the same for these two barrels? This one and
This one. Yeah.
this one.
Yeah, they seem to be nailed shut.
Okay. Proud's going to look in these pots.
All right. You look down into the pots, and they're mostly empty. Some sort of dried, old-looking soil at the bottom of them, and some spider webs.
All right.
And dust,
Proud's
but
Proud
yeah,
is
empty.
then- yeah. Proud's going to check the chest. Or see if the chest is locked.
The chest is locked.
Proud's going to look at the lock and determine how simple the lock is,
Just
and also see how dusty the chest is.
quite dusty, and your standard locked. It doesn't look like incredibly robust or any sort of like runes on it or anything like that. It's just sort of a standard looking iron lock.
Proud's going to be like, well, might as well, and then get his thieves' tools out quickly to unlock the lock on the chest.
All right. Slide hand then.
That is an 11.
You're adding your proficiency, right?
Yeah, sleight of hand. My sleight of hand is +5. I rolled a 6.
Yeah, okay. Then it sort of jams slightly as you are unlocking it.
Damn, that's not worth it. Okay. Proud's then gonna check to see if these crates are nailed down, and then what's in this pot, and check the pot too.
The pot appears to be sort of an old cooking pot, empty and dusty, not seen use in a while. Some rust kind of coating the outside of it.
All right. And then I'm assuming the crates are nailed down.
Yeah, this one is, and this one's sort of stacked on top of the others. You have to kind of climb to get to it.
Does it look like it's nailed down from here?
Hard to say.
Okay. Proud's gonna climb up on the box and check the crate.
All right. You try to kind of move the lid of the crate, and it slides slightly. It's not nailed down.
Proud will take the sliding top off of the crate.
All right. At first, you see kind of a bunch of fabrics, just sort of folded and stacked in this crate. But lying on top of them, in the center of all the fabrics, is a doll.
A doll?
Yeah, it's just sort of like an old porcelain doll.
What does the doll look like?
I can show you. I got a picture of it. Let me find it. There you go.
Oh no.
Well,
Oh my god, guys, it's Annabelle. I called it.
Oh no. Okay. And is it small or
It's
how
quite
big
small.
is the doll?
The standard doll size, about the size of a baby.
Okay. This would be a weird question. I don't get any aura, or I don't feel anything coming from this doll, right?
As you look at the doll, the doll stares back at you, just sort of with these glass eyes, one of them missing.
Nope. Proud is going to put the sliding top back on the crate.
No, you aren't. As you looked into the doll's eyes, you felt drawn into the one with the missing eye, that sort of black hole, and it sort of caught your gaze, and you focused on it, and you feel like it's hard to draw yourself away. Make 3 charisma saving throws for me.
Okay. Let's see. Grabbing 3d20s. All right. Charisma saving throws. +2. Okay. Okay. So natural 20,
Mhm.
7, and 5.
All right. Perry, from across the room, as you're sort of keeping watch over here, you just give me one sec. You hear noises from behind you, and Proud closes the crate and steps off of the crate that he's on and walks back towards you. And you turn towards him as you hear the footsteps approach, and Proud says, "Yeah, there's nothing in that crate."
Okay. Can Perry like see if he's like okay or something? Like, is he acting off? Like, can Perry tell?
He doesn't look injured or anything like that. But he is standing kind of a little more stiff than he usually does, and he's closing one of his eyes.
Proud, did you look around the room too? Because I definitely asked you to look around the room to see if there was anything else around here. You just said great. No Duna coins?
Just give me 1 sec. Proud check Discord.
Were you talking to me, Jay?
Talking to Proud. Just tell him to
Okay.
check his Discord.
Yep, checked it.
Okay.
You can send me something too if you want, Jay. Be like, hey, don't worry, your group's not gonna die. It's just gonna be scary.
Okay, Perry, what did you say before that? I was typing, so.
Oh, I was just trying to see if you were talking to me because I heard Discord.
I think he was asking what you asked Proud.
Oh, I just said, Proud, are you like okay or something? Because I asked you to like look around the room, but you just kind of like said great and are you, no Duna coins?
Yeah, sorry. I'll keep checking the other crates then.
I mean, you can check the other crates, but you're not gonna look around the roof or something. Can Perry tell that he's closing one of his eyes? Because you
Yep.
said that he. Okay, so I was gonna ask him like, Proud, you got something in your eye?
Yeah, just some dust.
Oh, okay, great. Well, you just, please, sorry. I'm just looking down here.
Yes, I'll get right to it. And Proud begins to walk away from you, Perry. As he does, you hear coming from one of the crates off in this direction.
Okay, so sorry. I'm thinking right now.
No worries. You hear sort of tapping coming from inside one of the crates on the other side of the room. And you can see Proud just sort of opens the closet, closes it, walks over here, attempts to open the chest, but it's locked, and walks away.
So Perry's like very suspicious of Proud. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write on the scroll, like I'm gonna like take it out while Proud's not in my like vicinity, and I'm gonna write a message to Fox and be like, Proud acting weird, please help.
All right. Then that is the perfect time. I wanted to go back to those who were downstairs and what they were doing this whole time. So if you guys are fine to stay for like a little longer, then we can do those and then end, since we're at 3 hours right now.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So Perry, you scroll your message down on the scroll, and then we jump back in time. So back in the courtyard. Fox, you help Perry up onto the balcony, and then the two disappear inside the manor. From there, what do you do?
Yeah, so I'm gonna continue to clean the mess the best I can. After about like 5 or 10 minutes, I guess, I'm gonna check the notes just to make sure that nothing's going on or something, and see if she's wrote back anything.
She wrote about the dumbwaiter, but that was a little bit from now, so not yet.
So I don't get the second message about fixing the dumbwaiter, right?
Not yet, no. They took a couple minutes in this room, then a couple minutes over there. So by the time you're done cleaning, not quite yet.
Um, I mean, I think I just keep on waiting for for a bit longer, just for like another 10 minutes or so, and just kind of see what happens.
All right. Then as you wait, oops, wrong thing. As you wait, there you are. You see that guard around the corner again, and he walks up to you and looks around and says, "All right, looks like you got this cleaned up. Not too bad. Just let the sick one rest off with the rest of the wait staff. Suppose we ought to get a new tablecloth then, eh?"
Yes. Should I just go back to the wait staff? Do you think they have an extra cloth, or is
Yes.
that like, upstairs?
No, should have some in the servants' quarters. Lucilla will know better than me, though.
All right, let me go check.
All right, so you make your way back to the party. By then, he would have rejoined. So this room is sort of emptied out now. The guard still remains in his post, and Arabella just kind of is still just kind of casually leaning against the table, and the bartender is still just kind of cleaning some glasses as you walk through. The Great Hall has gotten a lot busier. People are kind of congregating there, so you see more crowds here now. As you pass through, heading towards the dining hall. The dining hall, a little less busy. Marzia Lamacchia is still just kind of picking away at some food, just kind of finishing up as you head towards the servants' quarters. And here you are. And Ender, the guard kind of half helped, half dragged you all the way around back, and then
Okay.
back in through this door. And then he laid you down on one of these couches, and then disappeared for a couple of seconds. And then when he returned, one of the waitstaff was with him, and he just said, "This one's had a little bit too much to drink. If you wouldn't mind just popping in to check on him every once in a while, make sure he's all right." And then the maid says, "Yes, of course, we can do that every once in a while, yes." And then
Can I have some water, please?
Yes, actually, yeah, I'll go grab some. And she rushes back into the kitchen. And then the guard kind of looks down at you lying on this couch and goes, "All right, well, I gotta get back to my post. You gonna be all right?"
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, dude.
Right. And then he heads back out this door here. And then you're left alone for a couple moments before Leah runs back in, hands you a glass of water, and says, "If you need anything else, just holler."
Okay, thanks.
And then she disappears as well. So Fox, you make your way down the stairs into the kitchens.
Lucilla, we had an issue with a guest who made a mess in the west courtyard.
I see. Well, there's always one every year, I suppose. But what was it? Drinking too much?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And did you clean it up?
I did. Do you have an extra cloth? Tablecloth.
Mm, perhaps in the cellars. Come with me a moment.
Okay,
So,
while I'm alone for a second,
Yep.
I'm gonna cast Lesser Restoration myself and cure my poisonous intoxication that I have. But I'm gonna continue
alcohol
acting
poisoning?
like I'm gonna continue acting like I'm drunk.
Okay. Fox, Lucilla leads you down. The wooden corridor turns to stone and then down some stairs. And you find yourself in a colder stone room as you descend these stairs. Large, sort of kegs on either side, and some crates in this room. She makes her way across the room and begins to rifle through a chest here. And then she pulls out a folded white tablecloth and says, one of the circular tables?
Yes, ma'am. While she's distracted, can I take a quick peek at the note, the scroll again?
Yep. Yeah, she is just sort of like bent over on her knees, looking through this chest. So you have a second. So you take a peek and you read about the dumbwaiter, the second message about the dumbwaiter.
Okay.
I forget specifically exactly what it said. Maybe Perry can remind us.
It was saying to send the dumb waiter up.
Yeah. I don't know exact wording, but it was something like that. So she says, all right, circular table. Here you are then. And she hands you sort of a folded white cloth.
And is there anything else that I might need for the table?
No broken glass or anything like that?
No, there shouldn't be any glass. I'm pretty sure I picked up everything else.
All right, then. That should be all.
All right, I'll go change it then.
All right. Make sure the tablecloth is wrinkled. If it is, bring it back and get a new one. As he sort of walks with you out of the cellar.
Very well. I'm gonna try and walk a little bit behind her.
She is sort of like expecting that you're walking along next to her. So as you lag behind, you see her sort of turn her head to look at you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like 3 or 5 feet behind her. Not too much, just enough to kind of like give some distance.
All right.
When we get to this point, is there anyone looking where I could like quickly hit the lever?
Lucilla walks kind of to this side of the thing and is talking with this girl here. Leah is cleaning. And Edward is looking in your direction.
Okay, if he's looking, I'm not gonna touch anything.
But he's sort of like he's stacking plates, and then for a second, after he kind of stacks about maybe 5 of them, he turns and walks over, places them in front of Leah. So he is not facing you right now. So right now nobody is facing you. Hello?
Yeah, I'm just thinking. 'Cause,
Okay, I was just making sure that nobody like disconnected or anything like that. or I
yeah,
didn't
I'm
drop
just having a hard moment because
them. No worries.
I wouldn't know of what transpired, but I'm having a hard time coping with that. I'm going to just go fix the blanket, the tablecloth for the moment and come back.
Alright. So you make your way sort of back up and out.
Yeah, so we're just gonna go all the way back, try not to talk to anyone, and just handle the tablecloth.
Alright. So you make your way back to the courtyard. That guard is still there. Just kind of standing in his usual spot. He gives you a small nod as you walk back out and start fixing the tablecloth. There aren't any wrinkles in this one. And you can kind of arrange it so that it sits nicely along the table. And from what you can kind of look, it looks pretty much the same as it did. There's no wine glasses on it now, but looks identical to the other nicer one.
And there's no broken glass, right?
No.
Everything's been cleaned up. Okay.
I don't think any glass is shattered. It just got some mess on the tablecloth and ground.
Okay. Then I'll take the old cloth. I'll look at the guard. Do you think I should go the long ways, or will they care if I go through with this stinky cloth?
Yeah, best not carry that through the party. Take it around back and go through the servants' quarters entrance.
Right. Very well. As I'm walking, if I have a chance, I'll take another peek. I'm just gonna like periodically check it.
All right. As you kind of reach the back of the manor, you can see that other guard, and you sort of take a quick peek at the note, and you see the final message that Perry sent, scrawled across it.
Okay. In a hurry panic, I drop the cloth, pull out the scroll, and try and write quickly. Where do I go? Where are you?
All right. Perry, after you write your message, what do you do?
So Perry's like, you know how like suspicious people act? I'm like trying to make sure that like Proud doesn't see me while I'm also like looking at the scroll to make sure someone's writing back to me.
All right. Then you keep an eye on the scroll after you write, and wait for a few minutes, and then you see writing kind of trace itself across the page, and it says, "Where do I go?"
So like happen, like as he's writing it.
Yep, like in real
Okay.
time as it was written.
Okay, so as Perry sees that, she quickly writes, "Up, dumbwaiter, see ladder, go up."
All right. Then Fox, as you kind of keep checking this note, you see writing kind of trace itself across it. Let's go to the back of the manor. Perry, you're not there.
Wow, I transported myself back down there. I was so creeped out.
So Fox, you check again and you see, as you're kind of watching it, Perry's writing kind of scrawls itself also across below where you wrote.
Does Fox go by me?
I'm about to. All right, so I'll put the scroll up. I'll grab the cloth back, and I'll start heading back towards the back entrance.
Right. The guard kind of waiting around there just gives you a nod as you walk inside.
Okay, I'll give him a nod and head in. Are we alone when I walk in?
You are.
Okay, I kind of stood up.
Yeah, periodically enter as Fox was kind of gone and all that before he shows up. Every once in a while, about maybe every 10 minutes or so, Leah, so maybe it only happened once, but Leah runs back in and just goes, "Are you sure you don't need anything else?"
I'm fine. To just, help everyone else. It's cool. I'm good.
All right, and then she kind of scurries off back into the kitchen. So when Fox opens the door, you two are alone.
Okay. I set up normal. Hey, what's going on?
We have a big issue. Something happened. Perry is freaked out. There's a dumbwaiter right across this hallway, and it's down. If we can get it up, there is a ladder poking out in the room above us, and we can sneak get in. She needs our help. I don't know what's going on. I think I need to stay down here, but maybe we can get you up there.
Up through the dumbwaiter?
It's going to be a tight and uncomfortable fit, but we don't have a choice, I don't think.
How do I get in there without anyone noticing?
I'm going to try and cause a commotion and pull their attention. See if you can sneak over, push the lever when you're inside, and just we'll hope that it's enough to get you by. I don't have another idea, honestly.
Okay. I'll like stand by the hallway and wait until I hear a distraction.
All right. The people in the kitchen are still bustling about. Edward and Leah kind of managing the dishes, just kind of moving back and forth. He brings her some. The clean ones he takes, and he'll move over here, put them away. So they're just sort of moving about throughout the whole kitchen as you enter.
Jay, I also have another question.
Yep.
I'm not wearing like my armor, shield, or circlet. I'm assuming. So should I unequip those?
The circlet, you're fine. I don't think you would need to take that off. It just looks like a fancy looking circlet. So if you're trying to look fancy for the party, I think you can leave that on.
Okay.
The armor is, I think, what you specified you took off, and then you didn't bring your shield either, because that's a little odd. But
okay, I just couldn't remember if I had specified that.
Yeah, the circlet you definitely have, because that looks very noble-like.
Okay.
All right, so Fox, you enter the kitchen.
Oh boy, I don't know how to do this.
If you want, we can end the session here.
No,
Okay.
I do not want to end it on this note.
I'm just saying we're overtime, so if you're really like, I just don't know what to do, then we can always end.
No, I would rather wing it if everyone's all right with that.
All right.
This is your moment. You do what you want to do.
So Edward's going back and forth, right? He's not paying attention to the top half of this room.
Not particularly. He sort of stacks plates in this, goes and grabs some more. He's kind of funneling her dirty dishes and then taking the clean ones and putting them over here. So he kind of moves back and forth like this. In that kind of pattern.
I guess I'm gonna like come over here, maybe further in the corner. And then I'm going to fuck it. I'm gonna put the cloth over me and roar loudly and be like, "Rah, blah, blah, blah." Do I look creepy with this stain on my face? I'm just trying to get all their attention. Like, what the fuck kind of moment.
Yeah, that immediately Edward kind of looks at you, and Lucilla spins around, and Daphne kind of leans past her to look, and then you can see Leah sort of over here. She was doing the dishes, but you hear her sort of put them down, and then she takes a couple steps to kind of peek in between Daphne and Lucilla to look at you, and Lucilla just goes, "What in the name of the gods are you doing? You're lucky that there's no guests around here to see this."
And then I start tap dancing. Hello, my ghosty. Hello, my Weinstein. Hello, Lucille. I don't know. I can't.
I am running. I climb into the lift thing and I kick the lever with my foot and then
if I see him as he like goes for it, I'm gonna throw it on her. And just,
oh god. This is the dirty one that I like vomited all over.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. if I can, I'm not gonna try and throw the vomit on her, and I don't want to actually like drape it over her, but I want her to like be aghast at what I did, and be like, "Oh, there's a bug," and freak out.
Yeah, she sort of lets out like a quick little shriek and just steps back immediately and goes, "What are you doing?"
There was a bug. I swear to God, I don't do well with bugs. I'm sorry. I tried to levity. I don't know. Things seemed kind of intense. I was just trying to make you guys smile. I was trying to make a good impression. I don't think I did very well. It was a long shot.
One sec. Ender, you kick the lever and feel the little miniature elevator kind of lurch from under you as it begins to lift you up. The only thing you're not able to do is sort of shut the hatch from your angle.
Yeah.
So that is still open, but the elevator lurches and you hear this sort of rattling of these pulleys and the strain of the ropes as it lifts you up.
Okay.
Fox, you see Ender kind of sneak in back behind them, and then you see him sort of disappear as he rises up out of sight.
All right. I admit it was a bit bold. I apologize. I'll put this up right away.
Edward kind of looks at you and just kind of squints his eyes and goes, "Have you been drinking, son? You know that the waitstaff aren't supposed to indulge."
Wait, we're not. But someone offered it for me.
Yeah, and you're supposed to politely decline.
She was very insistent.
Yeah, but we're waitstaff. We got a standard to uphold, you know?
You are right. And I'm going to bow heavily. I'm very sorry. I'm very nervous. Please let me stay at least for the rest of the night.
Lucilla kind of, you hear a sigh. She says, "One more outburst like that and you're gone."
Absolutely. You won't hear a peep.
And then Edward says, "Just, drink some water and, don't do anything like that again, and especially not around the guests."
Of course not.
All right, then.
I'll pick up the cloth. Where should this go? Besides on my head? Because that's the bad spot.
I'll take it. And she grabs it out of your hands quite sternly and heads off. The other soldiers just kind of slowly gravitate back to what they were doing before.
Okay, I'm gonna go take a little breather and sit at the couch for a second. And I'll check on the poor guy and take a minute if that's all right, Edward.
Yeah, all right. Don't be too long. And Daphne hands you a glass of water and says, "You should probably drink something."
Thank you. You are very kind.
And then she gets back to work. So Fox, as you pass the dumbwaiter, the hatch is still open.
Oh, can I close that really easily, or is that?
Yeah, as you walk by, you probably could.
Cool. I'll close that down and
You,
then go sit down.
yeah, you slide it shut. And take a seat in this room. All right. These two gone. All right. So with alerts, the elevator takes off and lifts you, Ender, up and up and up, and it's pretty dark in there as you sort of are pulled up, and then you feel it lurch to a stop again. And
Okay.
there's another sort of wooden panel in front of you.
Okay, I'll feel around and try and find a place to lift it up or slide it some way.
Yeah, there's sort of like a small hole in the wood where the only light source kind of comes through. Just a small little bit of wood that you can kind of reach your fingers into and slide the hatch up.
Okay. Can I see in this room?
Yeah, there's some candles lit, so it's not super dark.
Okay. I see the ladder hanging down.
Yeah, you can
Instantly.
see a ladder on the far end of the room, a piano, some other furniture. The ladder
Okay,
leads
just-
up to a hatch on the ceiling.
Just a quick glance around the room. Does anything else look out of place?
Out of place? No.
Okay. And I'm just gonna follow Fox's directions and go to the ladder.
All right, then you climb up the ladder. All right, Perry, as you're kind of standing near the ladder and watching, you see Ender enter your sight, and then he walks over to the ladder. Ender, as you look up at the hatch as you climb the ladder, you see Perry's face through the hole in the ceiling.
I just kind of give her a wave as I climb up and climb into the room. What's going on?
Oh my god, Ender, thank God. There's something wrong with Proud. He was looking around the room and then he came back. But then he was all like, there's nothing in the crate over there. And one of his eyes was like all like closed and stuff, and he was like acting all weird and strange. And then I told him to go look around some more, and he just kind of was like, okay. And he definitely does not want us to look at the crate. Do I know which crate? Because he said there's nothing in the crate.
You were sort of watching here, so you don't know the specific crate, but you do know that he climbed up onto these ones over here. So maybe not the exact crate, but you know the general area he was.
Okay, so I'll just like generalize to Ender, like you know, like point at those.
Yeah,
Like
sort of
those crates.
this group here.
Yeah. So I saw Proud get down from those crates, and then he was all acting awkward, like there's nothing in the crates over there.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely weird. Here, help me lift this up.
Are you sure you want to lift that up? Because it's very heavy and it'll make a loud noise.
Yeah, with three of us, we can lift it back down, I'm sure. And it'll be fine.
Okay. Okay, great. I help you lift it up.
Okay.
All right, both of you guys make a strength roll.
$14.
All right. Then yeah, with the two of you combined, you can pull
Well-
this ladder up.
Yeah, it's a 14. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm adding them together. With the two of you combined, you can pull this ladder up, and it sort of folds back in on itself as you pull, and now just kind of sits right where Perry was sitting. Just kind of this sort of stacked ladder. It has like hinges that lets it kind of fold in on itself.
Okay. I kind of like walked towards Proud, but cautiously.
Hold on. As you get about here,
Okay.
you hear just kind of like a tapping sound coming from this group of crates over here. And I think that is where we'll end the session.
Okay.
Because I wanted to do just one more half an hour to get the downstairs people doing something. Because we spent a lot of time with Fairy and Proud.
Cool.
Are you sure? We could go just a little bit longer.
Nah, it's getting late, so we'll end it here.
Way to go, Proud buddy. You're possessed.
I
was nothing-
hate you, Proud. No, I hate you. Why? Why?
There's nothing in there.
Yeah, he just got dust in his eye. I don't know why everybody's acting so weird.
You know, we could just leave him.
I was planning on it. I really was. I didn't want to die, so I was like, wow, this is strange. I was about to trap him in there and come back for him later with all 4 of us.
Well, it'll definitely be interesting next session.
What a way to start next session. Oh, 3 of you. 2 of you are up in the attic. The other one, well, he's there, but he's not all there.
Okay, Proud. We don't have any equipment on us, so Proud doesn't have his swords, right? Or anything like that.
And
Or
that
did
way
you
he should-
did you keep a dagger on you?
I didn't make any attempts to take anything off.
I mean, I'm assuming they wouldn't just let us into the party with weapons.
Probably not. No, nobody else has weapons except for the guards.
Then no, I do not have any. I mean,
I think the dagger would be fine to keep on you.
okay, then yeah, I have a dagger.
You'd definitely be able to keep that. on
I
you.
do not have my rapier.
All right, that was an interesting stream. Fun session.
Yep. We had debated on multiple ways to figure out how to get here, and I think we came up with the best one.
Yeah, plan worked pretty well.
Well, you're there.
But yeah, now now all mayhem is going crazy. So
I will say, now there's 3 of you searching, so that could go all right. I guess it just depends on how well this irons out.
All right, it's getting late, so I'll do my wrap up spiel. Thank you everybody for watching. If you're watching the VOD, thank you as well. If you're watching on YouTube, also thank you. Next stream of this campaign will be next Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern as well. The next actual stream that will be happening will be Sunday 6:30 p.m. Eastern as well, and that is A Class of Crows. We are doing some puzzle solving in a cave. So tune in if you want to watch me laugh at them for an entire 3 hours. I kid.
Again.
They'll definitely solve it. Don't worry. Surely they won't spend 3 hours just staring at a puzzle, right? But yeah, that'll be a fun stream too. They're well on their way. I'm mostly just kidding. Yeah, and then the other campaign that runs is Hearth and Home on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. They're climbing a spooky tower. So, with that said, I got nothing else to say. You can follow my Twitter. You can follow the Twitch channel if you want to be updated when I go live. If you want to check out more about the world, there's a link to the world down below. And there's a link to the YouTube as well if you miss a VOD. So, have a good night, everybody. And I'll let you go. You're unchained from your desk, chat. So take care. Thanks for watching, everyone.